Welcome, people of all races, from lowly Ska to servant Terrace, all the way to mighty noble to Skadriel. Welcome to the November D20 live stream, Mistborn. My name is Devin, co-GM of D20 Live, and it's my pleasure to be running the players who you probably don't see on the screen just yet because they're going to be brought in one at a time through the dark empire of the final empire itself, the dark regime of the final empire. So we're going to bring them in one at a time. And the person who didn't turn off their phone when I asked them to turn off the phone is going to get penalties for the rest of the game. And then we'll get started. So, could whoever's phone that is actually come back in?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What is that?
At least the audience will have fun mocking you.
Oh my god, Am I staying?
You're staying.
What are we doing?
You're staying. Sit.
I didn't have a chance to get a Coke. This is the worst.
We will bring Coke for you. Good job. Good job.
No, they won't. You know they won't.
All right, so.
All right, what are we doing?
Jordan.
Yes.
What is your character? Please introduce your character, and we'll have a brief conversation.
All right, my character's name is Athistar Remford.
Athistar Ramford, okay.
Athistar. I am an opportunistic soother.
Okay.
And how far should I get into what I wrote on my page?
That's fine. That's fine. You are a noble, a former noble, much like your crew leader.
Right.
He is taking you in like the rest of the crew, and you and I have a father-son sort of relationship. So,
okay.
As is suitable to that, your crew leader sits you down. Athistar, in the upcoming mission, there's something I need from you that I can't trust with the others. Something that is most important.
Do tell.
The obligator that you're going to be hunting down, he has a prisoner. That prisoner needs to be returned to Luthadel. I do not know. My spies have not been able to tell me where the prisoner is. He might be transported on the barge, or he might be at the mansion, but either way, this prisoner can't... He's taking him to the pits.
Okay, that's serious biz.
He's being taken off at the mansion. You need to get to the prisoner before the fete at the mansion is done, because the prisoner will be taken from there to the pits.
Right. Okay. Who is this person? Like, what do you have beyond this?
I know that, from what I understand, he used to be part of the ministry itself. And if we can get him, then I have a strong weapon to taking down the ministry.
Got it. So, ex-ministry.
Find him. You don't need to keep him. Set him free. From what my informants tell me, he is very capable. Give him my name and have him return to us. He can be a very strong asset to the rebellion.
All right.
Simply free him, direct him to me. All right?
Okay.
Okay. Send in the next person. And get yourself a Coke.
Alright, who's up next? What? Am I sitting down?
You're sitting down, yes.
Oh, damn it.
Hello, Dave.
Hello!
Dave, please, for the audience, introduce your character name and what your character is.
Alright, my character is named Bishop.
Bishop? Right.
He is a 42-year-old man, starting to gray. He is of the lower class of Ska.
Yeah. Had a hard life.
Yep.
Being that old for a Ska, yeah.
Yeah. And, like, what am I? As in,
you are a thug. You burn pewter, so you're the tough one. You're the bodyguard of the group.
I'm sort of Colossus from the X-Men. So, except I feel it after I stop colossing.
You're the elderly Colossus from Deadpool who keeps trying to keep the younger people from actually doing all the wrong things.
Oh yeah. I have a power bar. Yeah.
Exactly.
Breakfast
all right.
is important.
Okay. So your crew leader brings you into his quarters and said, Bishop, for the upcoming mission, I need you to find someone for me at the fete in and of itself. He's likely not going to be on the barge. At the fete in of himself, he is rumored to be a craftsman. He came from the Ska peoples within Luthadel. He didn't so much rise through the ranks because it's not possible, but I heard through my informants that he was a particularly skilled craftsman and skilled in stonework, metal work, a number of different things. And he currently is working as an indentured servant to one of the nobles that are going to be at the fete. I need you to find him and send him back to me. Do not let anyone else know. If you need to bring the others in for this, that's fine. But find him at the fete. His name is Marcus, from what I understand. And he is a craftsman in either, and you will know him and able to track him because he belongs to the house of Berylum. Beryllum. Berylum. Minor house, but still important to the Canton of Resources. Find this craftsman. Tell him he has better opportunities in life if he comes with us. And send him back to us. You don't need to bring him yourself. Send him on his way. Give him my contact information, and he hands it to he indicates the badges that your crew use to within Luthadel sort of identify yourselves. Give him the badge. Send him back to me.
Okay.
Is that understood?
That is.
Good. All right. Send in.
I'll pick one.
Yeah.
It'll be Tom.
Okay. Send in Tom.
Tom, you're up.
Now I can't show you.
Hello, Tom.
Hello.
Introduce your character and your name to the audience.
My name is Tarthan. He is a Ska Misting, and he is a coin shot. So
coin shot.
He gets to burn steel and fling metal all around.
Exactly.
With deadly accuracy.
Deadly accuracy.
And yes, specialty, accurate.
Tarthan, I have a very important mission for you, or purpose on the upcoming mission. You use your disguises. You use your way with people and your ability to convince the nobility that you at least belong among them as merchants. It's not unknown for you to have clips on you. It's not unknown for you to have a sack of coins on you, like it is like other nobility tend not to if they want to trade with clips. So I need you to actually use this. It would not be strange for you to be seen among metals. There is something that the Obligator is carrying, a case that has the Canton of Resources symbol on it. It could be on him. It could be in his quarters, on his barge trip up along the North Seren, or it could be in wherever he is given quarters for the fete. Whenever the boat makes landing, the barge makes landing. Find this chest. Should be no bigger than perhaps a particular vial, and the box will ensure that its contents stay safe.
Is the box metallic? Or wood?
No, it is not. It is likely wood. It is likely to be wooden and well latched, and possibly well guarded, which is why I need you more than anyone else in the crew to deal with it. There may be guards, either noble guards, either Ska bodyguards watching the room. There may even be a haze killer or two. So I need you to be careful. But bringing back this box is important. If the Obligator himself, the Prelin, is keeping this box close and has kept it close since he left Luthadel yesterday. The barge hasn't gone far, but it's very important to him, and I want to know why. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
Keep it on you. Keep it hidden from your brothers. I'm sorry for asking you to keep this secret from them, but we don't know what this could be. It could be something that changes the face of the war. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. All right, Tom. Leave and send in Mike.
Yep.
Hello, Mike.
Hi, Daddy.
Welcome. How's it feel to be on the outside of the couch?
This is like the 4th time now. As long as you don't kill my character, I'm doing good.
Okay, all right, good. All right. That's not something I particularly do well. I think I've only done it once.
Yeah, to me.
To you,
Establish
yes.
dominance. Anyway,
Yeah, there you are.
what's my deal? Can I get my character sheet?
You can get your character sheet. Yep. Please introduce your character and name for the audience, and then you and I will have a very brief scene.
All right.
Yeah.
My character's name is Barek. He is a terraceman, and he's actually a keeper. Now, fun fact about terrace keepers: each terrace keeper is ordered to preside over a category or area of knowledge and memory.
Yep.
And we can hear you. There we go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Now, my particular terrace keeper's ability is the presiding over combat, knowledge of combat arts, especially hand-to-hand combat, because his entire philosophy is they can't take away a weapon that's in your body. Of course, they can cut your limbs off, and he's had this philosophical argument many times. But still,
while he was teaching me,
yes,
the crew leader. So the as background for the audience. Barek used to work for the noble house that the crew leader used to come from. The crew leader was a noble himself, fallen from grace, his house gone, and he took Barek with him, one of the few surviving members of the house. Barek taught the crew leader martial arts, taught him what he knew, and that's the relationship that the two of them have. And yeah, the only weapon that can't be taken away from a person.
Unless you cut off stuff.
Yes.
But he's working on the flopping torso martial art. No, he's not. We've been really bad in the back room.
We have, yes.
All right, so our scene.
Barek, there's a mission that I need you to carry out that I ask, and I'm sorry to ask this of you. I know you care for myself and the rest of the men as brothers or children in some ways.
Competent students.
Competent students.
Let's not oversell it.
In my case, the least competent of all of them.
Oh, please. You undersell yourself, as you always do.
Thank you.
What's our boss's name again?
Gandrel.
Gandrel, thank you.
Yeah.
Now, Gandrel, what do you need me to do?
I'm going to be asking the crew to gather a particular book from the Canton of Resources.
Ooh,
we will
fun.
Discuss that when all of them are here. I need a second one, a journal, his log. Every prelin within the ministry keeps track of every deal that they sign between nobles, and every person that they take into, every person that they hand over to the Canton of Law, every person that they declare heretic against the Final Empire. They must track this so that they have someone to answer to, their higher authority, leading up to the Lord Ruler himself. The group is going to be going for his track of trades and the trade routes, the information of what is moving between the houses. That's one thing. You are getting something far more important. I need the secrets that he has seen. I need you to take his journal from him. Of every secret, every person that he has imprisoned personally, every deal that he has done.
I don't suppose you actually know where he keeps it.
They are usually going to be kept on his person or in the quarters. There's going to be much more difficult to find it in the barge on the way north. But at the fete, he's going to be given personal quarters by the noble that he is visiting and attending the ball of. He will keep it near him. He will keep it either on him or in his room. The room may be guarded, but you have ways around that. I know you do.
Well, I can climb in through the window, but this would be more of a job for our Soother friend.
Possibly, but he is doing something else for me, unfortunately, and he will likely be busy at the time. If you need to bring him in, fine, but...
What's wrong? No, I know you. There's something wrong. And there's something more you're not telling me, and that kind of lack of forthcoming is going to be the thing that condemns this entire operation.
We're at the cusp of something changing, my friend. I can feel it. The person who is hosting this fete, he is hosting it because he's been given control over the pits. He is new, and that's because there was an escapee at the pits.
Someone escaped the pits?
Yes.
Why don't we anoint him in oils and have him run it? Who was it?
No one has found him yet.
Okay.
He was supposedly a Ska. We don't know.
But
someone escaped the pit.
We're assuming a mundane Ska escaped the pits. They're the pits of something. What are they
Hathson.
called? Yeah, the pits of Hathson. Where they send men and women to be broken to farm something. I don't know what. I've never been there.
No. The metals of the Empire.
Yeah.
But someone has. I have informants that have told me of this. No one know no one know if it's a he or a she or if they have where they have gone, but someone has escaped. That is the only reason that the warden would have been changed. The warden has changed, and that only happens if something very wrong happens. And there's been no break in the resources. The metal has come in and out of Luthadel, which means something is changing. Someone escaped. And this is a weak point right now. And we have an opportunity here. And that's why I need to know what these secrets are. An obligator would not be sent to find out or to go to this party unless there was something more than just signing a deal between nobles or conferring the control of the pits to this other noble. The obligator knows something.
So I have to steal the obligator's journal.
Yes. He will likely, the reason being is he will likely know who escaped the pits or have information, a description, something that we can use to get in contact with him or her, whomever. Mm-hmm. And that journal may hold the key to either aiding that person or aiding the downfall of the Empire. Okay. And that's why I need it to be kept as tight as possible. I'm sorry.
Well, circumstances are upon us. We choose to carry them or drop them.
Thank you. All right. Can the rest of the players come back inside, please? And we'll get the larger session being started. All right. Welcome back, everyone.
All right, so what
And
nightmare
thank you,
awaits
audience,
us?
for indulging us in all those little secrets, because, as is the case in Skadriel, there is always another secret. So, hopefully the players haven't talked to each other while they're in the other room, but
We have said nothing.
you've said
Talk
nothing.
to each other, but
We
not
know
with this.
everything.
Everything except the game.
All right.
I need
We
to
barely
see.
know the setting we're in now.
There was a little Bruno Mars, I'm not going to lie.
So, you're doing the Uptown Funk. You're dancing a little dance.
We
That
were.
was actually exactly
Excellent.
it.
Okay, all right.
Is
Yep.
this how we come in to talk to the boss? We're just like doing uptown, funk you up.
Uptown funk you up.
No, we'll get to the door, but everyone cool it.
As soon as you get to, as soon as
Boss,
you get
what's
to the door-
up?
The guy in the back of the line is just like,
Bishop, sit down. So you're brought into your the main eating quarters of your crew's hold. You are in the slums of Luthadel, where you managed to keep safe. You know that your crew leader Gandalar has come from nobility. Yes.
What is our place? Is it like a bar or something or what?
It's what do you
Paint us
want
a
it to
scene,
be?
game
What do you want?
No, game master.
Okay,
Paint us
fair
a
enough.
scene.
No. I wanted
Don't
to
get
just
lazy.
keep
mental picture.
Don't get lazy.
Yeah.
No, is he?
It's like, what do you want it to be? I didn't think of it.
What do you want your crew leader's name and gender to be?
I already gave him his name and his gender. He's male.
Okay.
We can change it. It's a fluid universe.
I want it to be a...
Well, I have an answer now.
He needs to be a fall.
Oh,
What do
well,
you want it
shit.
to be?
No, good.
Okay, all right,
Lazy.
good, yeah.
Believe this guy?
Yeah. It's a blacksmith shop because his family actually used to be craftsmen, as some of you will know. He came from a family that were merchants, so they dealt with a great deal of craftsmen within Luthadel. So it's when his house fell, you do know that this shop used to belong to his family. It used to belong to one of the many blacksmiths. Well, not necessarily blacksmiths, stonesmiths, woodsmiths, and carpenters that his family controlled. So you are in a shop. There is a front. He actually has other ska run a woodcarver's business during the day to ensure that no one suspects anything otherwise. But he himself, out of the back of the shop and in the basement, where he has brought in what he could from his house falling. He brought in enough beds for people, quilts to actually have a comfy night's sleep. He managed to actually maintain some of the trade resources and friendships that he had with other individuals to bring in foodstuffs and drinks. You have a bar. You have a place where you a small kitchen made of wood that you can actually cook meals on and share the evening food and drink. So that is the basement you come down into.
Excellent.
Excellent. Yeah.
So,
anything else?
no, that's it.
Okay, cool. All right. So
I find it homely.
it is. It's
Very nice.
It's intended to be. He knows that not all of you came from the best places.
I'm a terrace man. I came from a place where they want to cut my penis off.
Yes, this is true.
Is it nice and warm in here? Good.
He actually did.
Splash the shop. It should be.
Yep, it's good solid stonework. So even the oil lamps that are on the wall, the heat that they generate stays within the walls. They're well mortared, well maintained. Gandalar is sitting not at the head of the table. You find that he actually sits the group of you across from him and encourages you to eat around him rather than him at the head of the table and you at the opposite end. Sits down with you and has food ready and drinks ready. So we need to discuss the upcoming mission. It's already begun. So we have a bit of a timetable that we need to catch up on. There's a barge that's left Luthadel as of last night. Yes, many barges leave Luthadel all the time. This particular one is well guarded.
I'm in such a douchey mood today. Please continue.
Disruptive mood.
If you want me to discipline him, just say.
That's it. I can deal with that. Yeah.
It's too early in the game for a paddling.
A barge left Luthadel last night, well guarded. There are three nobles on it, all people who have close ties to the Canton of Resources. There is at least also one obligator on there. The reason the obligator is there, from what we understand, is that the Prelin is going to oversee two things: a negotiation between one of the nobles who are on that barge and a noble house whom they are going to be visiting for a fete in 2 days' time, as well as confirming the transfer of ownership of a particular place in the Final Empire to the host of this fete. The Pits of Hathsin have suffered not even an escape attempt, a successful escape, according to my informants. Not less than a week ago, someone escaped the Pits of Hathsin. The warden was killed. Clearly, because no one is supposed to escape the pits. And a new warden is being put in place. That warden has, of course, gained the surrounding territory and the manor that is associated with it. His family suddenly got a very big up jump, as all nobles do when they're in the right place at the right time. And the Canton of Resources is there to confirm the transfer. And he's throwing a big party. I need something of not this noble. I could care less about the intent. I could care less about the individual who is gaining the pits. That's neither here nor there, and that's for other people. I care about the obligator. Every obligator has a book that talks about every single trade route that obligator has purview over. All of the trades going in and out of the barges, in and out over horse-drawn carriage over the lands. Exactly what we need to interfere and break down many of the most important resource trading houses in the Empire. And with that information, we can start cutting off the Lord Ruler's supplies of metal. We can start interfering and perhaps procuring those metals for ourselves. And that, my friends, is a victory. A very strong one, a small one, but a strong one. That is what I need. You will have two opportunities from what my informants tell me. The barge left less than 7 hours ago, but horses can catch up to it. The barges are not that slow, or not that fast.
Well, they've got Ska just dragging it along, so...
Exactly. Horses can catch up to them, and I procure you horses. The barge, though, is going to be very well guarded. There are 3 nobles in there, which means they have either Ska bodyguards or even other lesser noble bodyguards. And if there's an obligator there, there is likely at least 1 or 2 haze killers among the barge as well.
First of all, is the barge just a 1-deck affair?
2-deck.
2-deck
affair.
Sorry, level.
Level, yes. It's two levels above the surface of the water.
All right. Secondly, now you mentioned there's going to be 3 nobles plus their bodyguard retinue. Is there some kind of party being thrown on? You said is there a party being?
There's not a party being thrown. The barge is it's a pleasure barge, but it's being moved. But its purpose is to actually move the obligator and the visiting nobles to the mansion.
But there's no one else that's going to be on there that isn't supposed to be on there.
No.
All right.
Other than their
nobles and their bodyguards, but there won't be like some random family that's something that we can infiltrate. That's
no.
Is there? Do they all have to live?
I could care less about the other nobles whether they live or not.
I mean, everyone on the barge.
Well, we could always sink the boat, but then we wouldn't get the book.
No. Yeah. But I mean, like, does anyone have to live?
I would prefer if the obligator does, that you could bring him back here. But if that doesn't happen, then that doesn't happen. It's his book that matters.
Okay.
The rest of the noble...
Everyone else is expendable. Yep. Got it.
Just asking one question, Devin. I can't remember what kind of powers obligators have. Are they usually
Obligators supposedly have none. They're sometimes out there. Some of them are allomancers.
Yeah.
But not all the time. That's why they have the Steel Inquisitors. Because very rarely with them, because the Steel Inquisitors protect the obligators.
Yeah. But if there's a Steel Inquisitor here, this mission's over.
This mission's over, exactly. But as I said, there might be one, perhaps two, maybe more. I know of one or two haze killers that follow this particular obligator around, and that is the protection that I know of. The place that you're actually going to be going to is the House of Boran, B-O-R.
Right, we should write that down.
Yes. B-O-R-A-N. House Boran, or what is now House Boran. That is the noble who's throwing the fete, and he's invited a number of different nobles with him to take part in the celebrations.
Wait,
how far away by horse?
It would be a couple of hours to catch up to them. They left 7 hours ago. It would take you
to their destination.
To their destination. About a day's ride. It will take them 2 days by barge to get there. If you take the horse all the way to the mansion, you will arrive first, and with a couple of hours to spare. The ska are not being, of course, afforded. The ska moving the barge are not being afforded rest. Mm-hmm. They are rowing and pulling through the night. So you will if you ride your horses there, you will get there ahead of time with a few hours to spare. But it is up to you how we actually go through this.
Does the barge hit anywhere else on the way?
Not as far as I know. It is stopping at that mansion for two reasons. Because that mansion is the major trade stop between here and the Pits of Hathsin. The Pits of Hathsin are about 9 miles west of the manor. Yeah.
One last out of character game question: Is it commonly known what is farmed out of the Pits of Hathsin?
It's commonly known that metals are farmed out of the Pits of Hathsin.
It's not commonly known that Atium is.
No, not at all. No one even knows what Atium is.
Even though that is the currency of like the big dogs.
A metal is known to come from the Pits of Hathsin. Only those who actually farm it and high-end nobles would know what it actually is. Okay. A very valuable metal that is traded by the higher nobility is farmed out of the pits. That is what is common knowledge. So, all right.
So none of us know. All right, fair enough. Cool.
None of us know that the name
it's
is
Atium, the god.
It's Atium. Yeah. No, none of you know that. So, that is after that it is continuing north. The obligator is leaving. The obligator himself is leaving further north, and meeting several other nobles along the way. Once he leaves this fete, it will be a lot harder to track him because I don't know that far north whom those nobles are and who or why he's visiting them. So your two opportunities are the barge and this party, and that's it.
Okay. All right. So, what are we feeling? What do you think is going to be easier, the barge or the party?
The barge.
The barge.
Well, okay.
If we try the mainly the reason we want to go to the barge is because we can try the barge. If unsuccessful, we have another opportunity later.
Well, the problem is with the barge, there's no way for us to actually sneak on the barge without anyone knowing that we're not supposed to be there.
True.
Because we can't say, oh, we're ska rowers taking a piss break. That's just not going to happen.
To be fair, if we try and get at it kind of in the middle of the night, I can literally just jump on and jump off.
Well, so can I.
I can just explain to them that we are late to the party and had to catch up on the route.
They're not going. Would they even stop for us?
Nope.
The barge is likely not going to stop at any particular point.
Not even for another noble.
No, so we would just get on.
What I would do is in the middle of the night.
The barge doesn't stop. Then how did we get on?
Wetly.
I jump. You can swim. I'm just gonna jump on there by pushing off the metal in the ground.
Yeah, I know. I can jump there too. I can just lower my weight and jump across. It's not a big deal. That's the power I've got. It's just a thing I've got.
Yeah, okay.
I can sing.
I can crouching tiger, hidden dragon it.
And you can sing. You can sing.
I can attempt to ask politely.
We can.
Holler from the.
We have to get, if we want to get, two of us can get on easily, physically. The other two can't. That means the two that can get on have to immediately stop the ska rowers at a point where the other two can get on. So all of us can get on there at the same time, right? Okay. So if that's the case...
I could probably do that.
All right. Now, you're right. It does have to happen in the middle of the night because it's more likely something's going to break down in the middle of the night. The second that boat stops, everything's going to go loud in some form or another.
Right.
Because any guard worth their salt is going to panic the second the boat stops. Now, what has to happen is when the guard goes to check, the guard is going to likely go down below. Please, anyone interrupt me if you want me to.
No, we're good so far.
Okay. The next move likely from the guards is to go down below and check the ska, right?
I guess.
I have an idea.
I welcome the idea.
May I borrow your dagger?
I don't. Oh, his
Oh,
dagger.
mine.
I don't have a dagger. Beastly barbaric weapons.
And I just burned a bit of my steel, just kind of levitated a bit off my hand. And
The
dropped it back
coin
down.
spins lightly in the air.
And I hand it back to you. Now, if you're holding that, pointy end not facing you, preferably flat against you in some way, I could essentially just throw you there.
Well, you don't even have to just concentrate on the knife.
No, I can concentrate on many parts of metal that you that are about your person.
So you want to shot over everyone, so we don't have to worry about this.
Well, I mean,
you could probably just concentrate.
I
on
would
me.
have to do. I could just toss you on there.
I'd have to be on the other side catching people then.
You can do that. I would
Well,
just trust him to.
It's either that, respectfully, my friend, or he goes off the other side of the barge.
Or he hits it loud. I can catch someone and receive them.
The amount of weight that you would need bracing yourself to throw our good man Bishop across would be significant. You would need to be holding a tree or two to fight against his weight and throw him significantly.
Otherwise, you're.
And I could just tap my pewter resources and catch him.
Well,
Exactly.
I could
here's a
also
thought.
just he doesn't have to go from a dead stop. Begin running. It's easier to push an object in motion.
That's true.
Fair enough.
Sure.
Here's another thought too. I can actually the pewter. When I store something in iron, it's my physical weight. I could actually theoretically topple the boat if I store enough weight in there.
Yes, but then what happens to the book?
Afterwards.
After.
It's an option for us along the way. I could jigger the boat really badly, and if you all know what's going to happen, you could brace yourselves accordingly, but we could topple anyone who's a guard.
Here's a question. Why don't we catch them when they're on their way to the mansion?
Well, they are on
That's
their way to
the-
the mansion.
No, I mean like
You mean
when they get on.
getting off the
Oh,
barge?
I see.
Yeah,
What kind of
Unless the
security
barge is
forces
at
are the
the
mansion
mansion.
going to have?
probably a lot more than the barge or the way
Yeah.
to it would. Is there at any point where they would be traveling from the barge to the mansion, or is it docked right into it?
The barge pulls in at an area of the river of the Sarin River that stairs lead down to a dock. So they would be docking at the mansion, and they would be heading up.
Most likely not an unguarded dock.
The dock
Unless we
would
took
likely
over
be
the
like-
dock.
That's another option.
Either that or we infiltrate the party and we work the whole party, which would be extensively harder. Well, not really, because I can pose as a terrorist butler.
Well, the longer we talk about this, the further away they're getting. So
Fair enough.
we
Well,
need to kind of come
in
to a
any event,
All right, hit the
let
barge then?
us go to the horses, and we can have this discussion on the way.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yep.
We've got to run.
Yep. So you are supplied with it. You're supplied with 4 horses. Yep.
I start burning iron to make it lighter for the horse.
Oh, nice. So your horse runs faster. So
Yeah.
So you're storing weight.
Yeah, I'm storing
Yes.
my weight into my iron.
Yeah,
That's
storing
fine.
your way into your iron. So it takes you a moment to be adjusted because even the horse's simple canter actually throws you up in the saddle.
You just see me riding like I'm a fucking flag. This is an interesting experience.
to like tie yourself around the waist to the horse.
Like I'm holding it on with the mightiest thighs that you've ever seen. I mean,
And for the sake of engaging the audience's imagination,
I try hard not to look at the thighs, just saying.
I'm very good.
What? Don't care. What?
I'm very martially inclined. I work out. I've done more than 5 push-ups. Not saying you do
Yes.
only 5 push-ups. It's just the amount.
but
I
as
try to average it out.
Barek gets on the horse and begins to store his weight, you actually see his musculature, his skin, his fatty tissues. You would see them reduce, becoming almost emaciatingly thin as he stores his weight. So you have a skeleton with skin and a very very thin layer of sinew and mud and fat riding on top of this horse, which is why his body is flailing. So
That's super uncomfortable to look at.
I'm gonna grab like a black kind of sneaking outfit of some kind, like, not like some kind of ninja gear or something stupid like that, but like I'm wearing black because we're doing this at night, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Are we?
Might as well.
I mean,
Why
we
would you
can just
do
claim
it?
you're our servant or something. I mean,
And we suddenly appeared on the boat. This is not going to be a stealthy operation. I don't think we have the app.
that's where
I was just
come
gonna
into
have
play.
black pants and like a black T-shirt.
Okay, find that. Yes.
This is where I come into play. I make them so that
it
it's
is
not,
definitely the
not a big
barge.
deal.
The barge is definitely more of a physical operation, whereas the party would be more of a stealth operation.
Yeah, this is clearly much more physical. Than
Well, yes, but
then
this
we
is-
escape in the river, and then we try the party when that fails.
Are you guys all wet? Shut up.
Also, while you're doing your plans, do keep in mind your objectives.
Yeah.
But if we get on the barge and someone does raise a fuss about us all of a sudden showing up, that's where I come in and make them think it's not such a big deal after all.
Yeah. Yep. And then he coin shots them right off the barge.
Well, whatever we do after that's up to you. I guess I'm not gonna I'm not gonna tell you how to do your job.
All right. So we've got the semblance of a plan.
The bare bones outline.
We have the mission statement of a plan.
Have a plan.
I mean,
yes.
we've done more with less before.
Have we really? Yes, but when we did more, we lit it on fire.
I mean, that's
I
not
can't
out the
tell
window
whether or
yet.
not this is in game or not. This discussion, and the fact that I can't speaks
That's
volumes about the D20 live bases.
Exactly, it does. Very
I mean,
much.
no
very
one
much
said
does.
fires off the table.
Yeah, he's got a point.
Yeah, that's true. All right, let's burn this fucker to the ground. All right, that's how you know the book won't get wet.
It's still not going to make the book any more legible.
Well,
It'll
if you
be
keep
dry.
it away from the fire, it'll just stay dry. You just hold it adjacent.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, it's good.
So
figure it out.
you continue your discussion as you ride hard into the north.
Discussion about literature and fire. Yeah.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
And while you're riding on your horses. So, about that! Calling out to each other. You follow the North Saren, the winding river, the ash and soot being kicked up from behind.
Yeah.
As you continue along, taking shallow breaths from the so you don't suck in the ash as you ride.
Or, wear a scarf.
Mouth scarf.
Yeah, scarf.
Yep, mouth scarf.
Anything
Yep.
of some sort.
We're not like banditos.
Nope.
It's almost like we're a thieving crew.
Quick, I'm stuck. I've got very hard sheet music in my head as I'm imagining the scene.
Well, I
Bad
mean,
person.
we are
Mike,
robbing
leave
this-
the music for the production manager, okay?
I think she's
Well-
frowning at me.
Most likely.
yeah, probably.
Yeah, she's
Yep,
frowning
I
at
see.
me.
Yep.
Odd how you can notice a frown from the back of her head.
I know what it looks like now.
her hair moves subtly. No, it's not uncalled for because we are robbing this world's version of a train. So I mean,
Yeah.
Yes.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
Yep.
yep.
The as you ride north and get closer to Mount Tarnost, the ash gets thicker.
Sure.
You can see in the sky you can see the red on the horizon, the perpetual red in the horizon. The sun is going down and casting it a crimson line all across your vision, with the ash coming down in front of it as well. The river in and of itself doesn't have the freshness that you as players would associate with a river. There's no greenery here, no flowers. It's very despite the fact that you're near this river, it smells just as it would if you had finished lighting a match or puffed out a candle. Just that slightly chemically arsenic smell.
So we're here.
Birthday
We're
cake
along it.
You were along the river. You see off in the distance. You see off in the distance the barge that is slowly meandering to the monotonous rowing of the ska, lifting the paddles down forward. There are 5 ska paddlers on each side of the 2-story barge, and along the river they're pulling a long rope that's tied to the front end through metal winches. You can see the 2 blue streams of metal from the front of them tied to ropes, and each at the opposite end of the rope there is another 5 ska pulling the barge
Just
along.
along the side of the barge.
Not along the side of the barge, along the side of each side of the river.
Yeah, that's more insane.
Yes.
Yes.
that's
but
how they did it.
That's
Like the Panama Canal.
When you have
Panama
slaves,
Canal.
you don't care if they die or not.
I care.
You
They're-
care. They don't.
They're expensive.
Yeah, they are. You know the smell they leave? Every time a slave dies on your property, it's like an ecological bombshell.
Though apparently they don't seem to care.
And it really seems like you don't care either
I care
about the
my
ecological
crops.
disaster.
I've run Darkstone way too long. Anyway, moving on.
Moving on. So as I said, there are 5 ska pulling either end of the
Lesser
front of the
evil.
barge, with 5 additional ska on each side of the barge paddling.
Yeah.
These poor creatures are
So-
sinewy and muscled, but only because of the hard labor that they have endured. And along the barge, you see lit candles through wooden framed windows. The entire barge is made of thin wood along the side. And the only thing that you see that is actually metal is even the nails in it themselves are not metal; they're made of stone that have been actually used to make the nails and rivets along the wood of the barge.
So there's no metal in the
You
barge?
do sense that there is some metal in the barge. There's the two hooks at the front end that are tied to the ropes. There are a few other hints of metal, likely pieces of oil lamps that are set into the wood along the side of the barge to light up the inside of it. Aside from that, you don't see a whole heck of a lot. It's like they don't want Alamancers attacking these barges, and so put as minimal metal on them as possible.
And yet, that's not going to stop us. All right.
It's almost just like that.
So, are we in range that I can make the jump?
You can go ahead and make your first roll to
Cool.
try
I'm
and
still
make the jump.
tapping iron. I want to be as light as possible. I want to freaking glide across this thing.
Okay, all right. So you you have minimal weight on you.
Yeah.
Can advise you as a game master, your muscle, which increases your weight, also allows you when you land, for your bones to not break.
I know, but it's lessening my weight. What's going to happen is, when I land, I'm going to put it back on.
You're gonna.
I need to
gonna
get
release
across first. I'm going to worry about the landing when I get there.
it. Okay, all right.
Them stretch marks.
Yeah.
So this in concept, you leaping.
Before you go gallivanting off on your own,
It's not
without,
gallivanting, it's jumping.
without letting any of us know that you're going to do this right
You know I
now,
was gonna do
or
it.
maybe that we would actually stop ahead of the barge and prepare.
Well, okay, sorry. When you see me jumping up, I'm like, okay, I'm ready to jump.
Okay, well, wait. How about we go over there? And I point,
So you guys stop at the. You guys
ahead of
stop.
the barge.
Yeah, you ride ahead of the barge. You don't believe any of the bodyguards that are in the barge have seen you. So you stop. We'll say a half mile north of the barge.
Yep.
Okay, it's still another half a night's paddle to the mansion.
Corbuck?
Okay.
Yeah.
Corbuck there.
Because I'm the one with like 12 different powers I need to
Okay, so I have an idea. Why don't I soothe the rowers on the opposite side of the barge, so that when
You're on the western side of the river. So do you mean the eastern side?
Yeah, it's like on the other
Okay.
side of the barge. I don't know how far the powers go. That's the thing.
Range is not really described in the system. It's whatever narrative
Okay, so my
needs.
goal is then if I make them
It's
tired,
more the number of people you can soothe rather than how far.
Okay, well, if I make them tired or sleepy or whatever the case is,
Okay.
they don't row as fast as the other side, which is on our side of the river.
No, they would.
So the barge would
So the barge would start to turn this way,
and it would
Okay.
start to turn towards the
So you're talking about the rowers, or you're talking about the pullers?
the rowers, because
The
I
rowers,
imagine
okay,
that they
yeah.
do more than the pullers do.
Yep, that's fine.
So you want the rowers on our side to be?
No, the opposite side, so that the rowers and ours are doing more work, and the barge is turning
Yeah,
towards us.
because if you guys are all on
Yeah.
this side,
So it's like
and
this,
these guys keep paddling, and
then-
these guys
and
stop, the
It
barge
starts
would do
like
this.
turning.
Yeah,
Do you want the paddlers on our side?
The paddlers. Okay, no. If these guys are doing more work, these guys are doing less work. Not as much here, more here. Turn this way.
That is not
That's
how a boat
not
works.
at
sir.
all how that would work.
Oh
So-
shit! Yeah,
That
sorry,
is not a. That is completely wrong.
I'm
It's
thinking.
okay.
I'm thinking of car.
Tom, I have a license
Okay.
for a boat.
Yeah, Devin, I'm looking this
Yeah,
up.
no.
Tapping weight
So
increases-
your wife might be watching, right? So she understands how that she's comfortable with you driving now, right?
Driving's driving.
I feel like at this
This is
point,
theft.
Theft.
I feel like at this point she knows what she signed up for.
This is
okay?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
okay.
pretty much.
Anyway,
Thank you, Jordan.
so,
Yeah.
tapping...
No, shut up
yeah,
now.
What I'm trying to do. Storm is
Embarrassment.
becoming exceptionally
Yeah.
light for a time. This allows
Yep.
me to jump further than normal or to fall slowly. I'm doing both.
Okay, sure.
So it'd be
Yep.
like
with
this,
less
and then curve
risk.
over to
So
the
even
thing.
if I land,
So
I'm not going to
easiest
land
for us to
hard.
get that
Hard,
get
yeah.
off.
If I up the
Yeah,
weight,
yeah.
I will snap my bones. But if I land softly, I just catch the goddamn.
Okay, so what you're going to be doing is inherently more difficult than what he's going to be doing. So to teach the audience, we're going to do your roll first.
Let's
okay?
let's shy away from plans in which we may snap bones. Okay.
Won't snap.
It's a little early in the evening to be nursing your destroyed
My
frame.
bones aren't going to snap. They're going to be perfectly fine.
All right.
So,
though?
as the tutorial
Yeah.
video said, you start with your attribute. In this case, you're soothing, so you're using your power.
Yes.
Which is rating of what?
5.
5. So you take 5d6.
5d6.
All right. Do you have any traits that would apply to this situation?
Slow burning brass. So I don't think so,
Okay.
but
Not really. No. No. I mean, your traits, like your personality traits. The 5 traits on the left-hand side of the sheet.
traits.
A specialty. Always have a plan.
Yeah.
I'll give you that just for the
Or,
just for the sake of it. Yep.
Confidence, like I don't know.
You've done this enough. All right. You're
I know this is
confident
going to
enough to
work.
know that this will work. The Ska are tired. They've been rowing now for almost 24 hours.
Like to this point, like
Yeah.
in real life, there's no way this will fail.
Yeah. So
I'm that
if a
confident
trait
and
applies to a roll,
vaguely
you add a die.
talented the GM.
So take one more die
One more.
because your trait you prove that your trait applied to it.
66.
The difficulty for this is 1. These Ska are tired.
Yeah.
They've already been rowing for 24 hours. So all you need is at least a 1, but you need 2 1s or higher. In other words, you need a single set of pairs.
This is intimidating.
Go ahead. Roll 6 dice and get a single set of pairs.
Oh god, no! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No.
I
Sixes.
see.
Twin
sixes.
That doesn't count. They're
So
kind of
6s don't count. I want you to set aside those 6s.
I
For
didn't
now.
get anything else done.
Okay.
Uh,
All right.
No, you
All
got
right.
one.
He's got a flush.
No, he has to have 2 of the same
He needs
number. and
2
they can't
of the
be
same
sixes.
number, and they cannot be 6s.
I got 1, 3, 4, and 5.
Okay,
That
so
was it.
you did not succeed.
super
However,
pissed right now.
those nudges can be used to make the scene easier. So in the same way, you can describe something like here. I'll make this easier just to give you an idea. Let's say this didn't succeed, but you were watching the rowing guards enough that you saw the guard rotation, the bodyguards around the barge,
All right.
and you're able to see what their rotation is and are able to tell him when is a safe time to jump.
Okay.
That would be spending a nudge. You're nudging the story in a positive direction.
Okay, fine. And then we could just say that maybe they were just too far. or something.
They're too far away. Yeah, they're too far away for it to actually work. So your soothing didn't succeed, but your nudge allowed to give a bonus to him.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm jumping now?
You're jumping now. You're jumping at an opportunity when there are no guards around. So even if you muck up and land a little harder than you intend, they might
I'll be
not
fine.
hear.
Okay, so what am I rolling? Am I rolling my rating in...
You're rolling your rating. Okay.
Not my physique.
Now you have to. I'll give you your physique in this
Yeah, and my
case.
rating can boost it, right?
Your rating could
Okay.
boost it. Yeah. So take a die from his nudge,
He's
his
got it.
positive nudge.
Okay,
He's
so
got a
that's
couple.
5. This is now 6.
Yep.
And what is my rate? What does me storing it give me?
Your rating are you spending one of your charges?
No, I'm not spending. I'm putting in.
You're using. So again, you've been putting in.
No,
which
I'm putting
adds
in
to
now
your
as I
charges.
jump.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
So to make yourself even lighter or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, gain a bonus
Well,
die.
no, well, it's still light
Bonus-
at the same rate.
Bonus
Yes.
dice.
Bonus die.
One
Gain a
bonus,
bonus
die?
die. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So that's 7. I can make
Because
that.
unlike these
I
guys,
thought
you
I could
can't
too.
flare.
Whoa, we have to see what's your target.
Yeah. You, I'm again gonna do a 1 because that
It's
didn't
the first
succeed.
roll of the
it's
night.
the first roll of the night. I'm gonna give you a 1, so you need to just 1 to succeed.
All right. Well, I did it.
Okay.
I got. Does it help? Does it help if I get more than one of the same number in a row?
No. If
Okay.
you
Well, I got
sorry,
4. I got 3 4s.
Did you get? Okay, so you got more. You got triplets of a 4. What matters
And
is
one
if you
nudge.
get. Okay, fantastic. If you get multiple sets of pairs, so in other words, if you get 2 2s and 2 4s,
Yeah.
you take the higher number because you want the higher result.
Okay. I got 3 of a kind on 4s, which
Okay,
and
so
now the
you
challenge
did-
was 1, so I.
Okay, so
I
the challenge is
rocked
1,
the
but you
fuck out of it.
succeeded very well then.
Yeah.
You succeeded by a good magnitude. So you run towards it. You run towards on very gangly, awkward legs. It takes you a moment to get going, and then
It
you
doesn't
actually.
reduce my size, dude. It just reduces my weight.
Yeah, I know.
Let him
Think
describe.
think of how much if you suddenly become lighter, gravity doesn't have the same effect on you that it normally would because you're lighter. Gravity doesn't pull on you.
Okay.
So the effort that you would need to run
Yeah.
is suddenly a lot less.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a whoa. Okay, now I
Like
can actually
starting
go.
sprinting on the
It's like-
moon.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So you have a bit of an
Whoa,
awkward start,
hey now.
and then and then you catch your stride,
Yeah.
Run solidly, hitting hitting up the dirt and the ash as you go, and as soon as you reach the edge, of the river, take off and launch through the air. You're soaring into the air.
Taken a rope with me, so that way you guys could have just crawled.
Yeah, no, you're on your own.
Yeah.
And you realize that in that moment,
damn.
I should have taken a rope as you reach the crest of your leap, and the rest of the crew sees as you're hitting the crest of your leap. You land right on the very edge of the barge, and you hit solidly. How do you want to use your nudge? You succeed, and you succeed well.
I hop up onto the roof of the barge.
Okay, so you hit the area where all the guards are actually patrolling, and you jump onto to the roof of the barge as well.
Sick parkour.
Done. So that is your action. That's your success. That's your nudge. That's your nudge spent. Okay. And because you succeeded well, the rest of you saw that the barge didn't even shake at all because his weight was so negligible that it didn't move. The rest of you in the barge. All right. So you're now on the barge. What do you guys do next?
All right.
I know you're going to want to go across.
I'm going to shoot you off.
Actually, hold that thought.
Okay.
How noxious is the water?
It's not really noxious. It's in this world, oddly enough, drinking water that has ash in it doesn't really have any physiological effects.
All right, so
it
what
just
I'm thinking,
is.
you get
People's
across.
bodies have adjusted.
You get across and then pull the metal in my dagger to pull me over.
I
across the
can't
water.
do that. That's
He
a
only
lurch.
pushes.
I can shove things away. That's it.
Oh, okay.
I can throw you there. That's it.
I have to catch you.
Oh boy. All right. Now
That will be difficult to do, by the way.
Yeah, that's why I'm
When I-
spending iron. All the iron I just accumulated.
Okay.
when I harden my tissues, do they become
Heavier and denser.
not unlike metal?
They do become very. Sorry. No, they are not. They are not metal. They are just as hard as metal.
Okay.
Yeah, they are not metal in and of itself, so they can't push you.
You could block a sword and not
Yes.
cut.
Yeah.
But it's still flesh.
It's still
Okay.
fresh. Yeah.
Dang. Well,
It's
there
as
goes
if
that.
the fibrous nature of your muscles becomes so interwoven that they are like hitting metal.
Or Kevlar.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was a good
Yeah.
analogy, actually.
Yeah. Okay. So what metal other than my dagger and spear can you?
He
Push
can
me
give
across
he can
with?
give you a coin. He can
That
give
might
you
go
any
through him.
No.
The laws of density.
Hold on.
It's like, put the coin right here on your chest. Okay. Uh-oh! Uh-oh!
Yeah, that's
I got the coin, guys!
it's so slippery.
That was not very.
I can't tap a metal to fix this one.
You have daggers on you. You have clips. You have a couple of different things.
I can just generally just shove you in that direction. That's
With
what
the
I
general metal in my
It's just-
system already.
I'm just over there like,
I-
no.
if it's inside you, no.
Iron. Iron. We all have iron in us.
That doesn't actually work, sadly.
Damn
When you
it.
swallow the
No,
iron.
no,
it
no.
doesn't work
Once,
that way.
once it's
throw him
inside
over.
you, no.
You should throw him over based on his belt, so he has the worst wedgie you've
I was
ever
gonna say-
known.
Well, since you knew that this was going to be planned, we'll say you wore a belt with a metal buckle. Or you have some metal buttons that you would not normally wear.
So much.
Okay.
Or it could just be his knives are just on a vest.
His knives are on a vest, however you want to do it.
Okay, let's just say that.
Your
happens.
knives are in a vest.
Yeah.
Alright,
All
so you
right.
see the blue lines extending from your center mass to each individual dagger that is on his chest.
Okay.
You also see blue lines. Now that you're slowly burning it, you see two blue lines towards the front of the barge. You also see three blue lines towards the upper deck, and about a dozen towards the lower deck.
Why am I not
And
doing
how
this?
many towards him?
How many towards him?
Oh, he's got a dozen as well.
5.
I got more than that. I have my entire belt.
Yeah. We'll say about 10.
Okay.
Why
lines.
didn't I think of this before?
What?
Plus my piercings.
I'm going to
Yeah, plus your earrings and that sort of
consume
thing. Yeah.
some pewter, and when you push me, the things won't go through me.
Yeah.
So
This hurts so much!
Just my character's on the boat is trying to mine. Bring a rope.
Oh, yeah, like we know right there. Yeah, we're supposed to land.
Yeah,
right
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Oh, we know.
You can't.
You realize that
It's like, no, we know where you are.
yes,
It's fine.
yes. I mean,
We're all gonna get over there and be like, rope, you assholes!
And the
Guards
boat
will
goes
load
up and
yes,
over.
Yeah.
rope.
So,
We
okay.
can do
It's like
hand
trying to make a
signals.
lasso
So,
motion.
Guys.
Know where you are. We know.
Have a running
Sorry,
start.
yeah.
Just go.
Go. We gotta get on there.
I'm
We're
gonna start my sprinting.
He's going to start his sprinting.
Yep.
I'm gonna dent
But make sure that all your belts are tight. Your vests are tight.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything needs to be tight too, or else your shirt will rip off.
Just watching sail past me on the boat like.
All right.
You're still standing at the edge of the river, turn towards
You know
him.
what?
How about this?
I'm gonna put my daggers on the back.
Good call.
So many
There you
missed
go.
opportunities for
Put the belt on backwards, and I'm gonna start my sprint.
Okay, yep.
We're
Den-
either Brandon Sanderson's least favorite
Devin?
players or most favorite players.
What I'm gonna do is, because it's gonna need to be a bit of an angle.
All right.
What I'm going to do is I'm gonna take my dagger.
Yeah.
And kind of toss it behind me and steel push it at an angle into the ground,
Okay.
so that I can push off of that while pushing on
While
him.
pushing off him. Cool.
I have an
Done.
anchor.
Yep.
And I can shove him.
So you're essentially basically going to push him first, but the angle of your push is going to be upwards. That way you're pushing against the dagger. So that way it's
That's
more
right.
of a he's going out and then lurching upwards real fast.
Like a launching.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. I harden
This-
my tissues.
Okay. I'm going to make this difficulty 2 for you because you might push him well past the barge once you actually have the dagger in the ground, because you can't fight the earth in terms of like gravitational density.
Nope.
So the moment you actually focus on that, all right. So
Well, again, no. I can choose to
luck, buddy.
push.
Yes.
And the initial push is going to be, well, hopefully that was enough and not too much.
okay, all right. So what is the order you're doing this in? You're pushing him or you're pushing the dagger first?
Mike,
I'm
catch
pushing.
him.
I'm throwing the dagger in behind me first, and I'm going to kind of feel for that. As soon as there's a bit of resistance to push me away, I'm going to push on the daggers at that time.
Yeah, there's difficulty too, because otherwise you'd push yourself off the ground.
Yes, I would. So I need
So yes.
I need resistance first, then I push.
Then
behind
you
me.
need push. Yeah.
And so
we
I have
went to Mike to catch him, and I was like, Mike's like, I know
Get
where you
ready.
are.
Okay, I have a rating 5.
You have a rating 5 for steel push. Yeah.
Okay. Specialty accurate.
Good. Yep. That's
I'm
fine.
gonna harden my tissues before I start running.
Give yourself a bonus. So you take out a vial, you down a vial, put 3 charges on your sheet next to pewter.
Yeah, I also have to down a vial, so I'm getting 3 charges.
I'm not recording my charges because I'm
It
about to
says
burn all the
4
charges.
charges per vial.
Oh,
Yes, I gave you more. I forgot about that. So for the audience sake, the players the players will take out a small glass vial, almost like a test tube, with little tiny flakes of the metal that they're consuming, and they down it with heavily distilled in alcohol or water.
Yum.
So, and they gain their charges of their magic for that. So, you down this. So you've taken that off your equipment.
Yep.
All right. You spend it. So take away one of your charges to slowly burn. You know what? This is a minor enough one. I'm not going to make you take it off for that because you're making yourself a little more dense so you don't get ripped out by the daggers. You spend your charge though.
All right.
I will have had
Gain a
spent-
bonus die from him actually making himself denser and more resistant, so it's
Nice.
easier for you to balance
7.
yourself with the dagger.
7 dice.
And difficulty 2.
Difficulty 2, so I need 2.
You need a pair of 2s or more.
a pair of 2s or higher. So okay.
Yes.
A higher pair also works.
A higher pair also works. Okay.
Yeah, except for 6s, of course.
Yeah.
A pair of 5. Oh, I have a full house. 3 5s and a pair of 4s.
Woo! All right,
Not bad.
so you'd succeed with a pair of 5. So this is masterful. You know exactly when you need to push Bishop. You actually see him flaring. You see his muscles pressing against his clothing. He's getting thicker, stronger, and denser, and you immediately push. As you feel a lurch and almost like someone shoved you very hard against your back, and you're picked up off the surface of the water, and you're going above the surface of the water. You sort of, as you're sort of seeing yourself above the barge, whoa, and as he reaches his apex, you can feel the resistance, and you perfectly, with solid practice, press against the dagger. The moment you press against the dagger, that energy transfers to you, and you lurch harder and faster. So you're now soaring towards the barge very quickly. Catch him.
I'm burning the charges I've spent in iron to
Yep.
increase my weight, so when he hits me, I'm not going anywhere.
Exactly. Yep.
And what am I rolling to catch? Physique, I'm guessing. Again.
Physique. Yeah, this is a physique with a bonus die from your rating.
Okay, so 5.
Or actually, how many charges are you burning?
The exact same you let me load.
Which is 3.
Yeah.
Gain 3 bonus dice.
Ooh, I can catch him with that.
Yeah.
That's 8.
Wham! I could be upside down at this point. I don't know.
You could be.
What's the challenge rating? What's the challenge rating? What's the challenge?
Of this, because he did so well, I'll give it the challenge rating of 1.
Oh, thank God. You're okay.
Oh, good. You got her once?
No, I had 2s. Here's the thing. I had 2s, 2 2s, and 3 nudges.
Nice.
So like, if the challenge rating is not a 1 or a 2, well, something good will happen, but I won't catch him.
Yeah. So you do
Goodbye,
catch him.
Dave. Goodbye.
We'll say that because it was just barely a success, he soars past you. You don't catch him right away. You misjudge how he's approaching you, and you have to, as he's soaring past you, reach out with your arm and sort of catch him like he's falling off a cliff.
Yeah.
So you catch him. Your added weight lurches you onto the barge, almost off the barge, as you are guiding around the barge through the water and placing him on the barge.
It's very fluid and dynamic because he just sails over like.
Yep. Catch you. Whoa! Down you go.
Ow. Did you bring rope?
That's what you were signing?
What did you think I was signing?
That, yes, you were there.
Oh my God. Okay, let's try to sign over about the rope.
What is wrong with these guys?
Do you want a chance joining them on the barge?
What are they doing? I know where they are.
We're running until 6.
What is this?
5:30
5:30
at the most. 5's your normal cutoff.
Yep, 5:30,
you need to go
yep,
to
that's
the
I got a Tom on me.
You got a towel on you.
Well, are
Anyway,
you going
it's
to mime?
Jordan's turn now. How are you doing this?
I want to try and flare and like try harder because I've part of my character is an air of superiority, and I'm pissed off that they're doing so well and I failed.
So take your 5 base, add that trait and die because you're angry for 6 dice.
I'm like, these miscreants are succeeding where I'm failing. This is
Exactly.
unacceptable.
All right. So you get that bonus dice.
Yeah.
You're gonna so you already used. You had to down one of your vials, so you had 3 charges on you, and you had to use one of them to try your last soothing. Do you want to flare and use up the last 2 charges?
Yeah.
Okay, so gain 2 more bonus dice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm taking this as like I'm letting myself down. I'm like it's like a personal insult to myself.
Yep.
Because I'm standing in the way of my own success for.
I like it.
Yeah.
Hence why your trait is working. So you gain the 2 bonus dice for flaring.
That's these guys, and then 1 for the trait.
1 for the trait, and then you're at your normal 5. Difficulty 1 still.
Yeah. Hopefully I do better.
You need a pair of 1s
Anything's.
or higher.
I got 3 pairs actually.
Okay. Which of
4. I
Four
got
pairs.
all of them paired.
Well, that's
2, 3, 4, 5.
That's very suitable for having flared your metals. In frustration, you burn out the rest of your brass reserves.
Yeah.
You feel the warmth that is normally associated with your burning to a flare, an inferno that's inside of you.
I'm
And
so calm. Are you calm?
Well, I've only been
little
focusing
gassy.
on the 5
Yep.
rowers.
Oh,
So-
fair enough.
And so,
but a
with
little gassy.
the
Yeah, me too.
amount that I literally, of calm, I just forced down their throats. They just...
Or should I say, brass?
so because you flared, and because did you get a nudge, by the way, to make sure
I
the
did
story?
not, sorry.
So you didn't get a nudge for the story to stay in your favor.
Okay.
So you burned so hard and so quickly that you took them from tired to some of them pass out.
They just face plant.
They face plant in exhaustion. This doesn't get the crew suspicious because they're used to the ska passing out.
They all
from
think they're
exhaustion.
lazy anyways.
Exactly. So
Useless ska.
the 2 of you hear some of the lesser nobility or the ska bodyguards coming up to the ska. Like, why are you laying on the ground? We're nowhere near the manor yet. Get up! And they whip them viciously.
In the
grab
meantime,
them
this
and
troop
come
is
on.
starting
In the
to...
meantime, the ship is doing this, and you guys, while on the ship, feel a bit of a lurch as the paddles are slowly moving
Well,
towards.
because if they fall, like if they passed out, the paddles are in the water,
exactly,
like
so it's
dragging.
now being dragging, and it's a much faster turn.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
I'm very self-satisfied and say, Tarthan, our ride is here. We walk over to the bank, and when it's...
I grab the dagger out of the earth.
yep, pull it out of the earth, and it's close enough now that with luck you can get onto the barge without being noticed. Thankfully, most of the guards have moved to the side of the barge where the problems are being caused.
We walk
We walk.
right onto the barge.
Yeah, so we'll say that
Come on up here. Come on up.
we'll say that the
no,
barge
I'm all right now.
crunches against the side of the river. So one of the oars on what's sorry.
No, sorry. Go ahead. Yours.
One of the
they pull
oars
them in.
on the riverside actually snaps because it's too close to the rocks.
They probably have extras.
Yeah.
And the barge is thrown into a
Scarly's
bit of a
incompetent.
disarray while you guys get on because they have to deal with this side right before
I
dealing with
fix
the
my
broken
lapels and act like I've been there the whole time.
Come on the roof.
side.
Why?
Because you don't want to offer.
So when the two of
been
you
here
actually
the whole
when the two of
time.
you actually get on, you
We
move on
have.
past the rowers, and you see that the second tier, which has a railing that moves all the way around, several doors open, and you hear people coming out of their rooms. Like, what has happened? We need to actually arrive at Lord Barham's home within. What is this? It's like useless.
And because we're right there, we're like we're getting in air, some fresh air from the inside, and the bloody Ska fell asleep. Can you believe it?
Honestly, boy, come. And you see this fairly large Ska step out. The Ska are not easy to tell apart from nobles. It's actually very hard to, but based on his dress, this one is a
I
Ska.
motioned you guys to come down.
And like, go help them. Go beat that one for daring to actually slow me down. And the Ska
Do you
just
believe these? I
shakes
mean,
his-
like the idiom "you get what you pay for" is one thing, but at the very least, you'd think they would know how to not crash a barge.
wits roll.
Preposterous.
Go, face, go.
I have confidence and air of superiority.
I'll
Like,
give you
these are both
confidence.
two
I'll give
things.
you confidence.
Okay, so
For a
I
second
have
thought that was
wits of
aerial
6,
superiority.
and then an extra one for 7.
Okay.
What's his?
Didn't use it when he was
well,
trying
what's
to get over the edge of the
The
boat.
difficulty,
Yeah.
yes, please. What is that?
We'll give you a difficulty of
not a
this one
fighter
of
jet.
2 because you're going. It's a con. Actually, no. Sorry, it's no difficulty because it's a contest.
Yeah.
You're trying to. You're to the.
So
this,
you have to beat him.
Yeah, to her.
Or
But,
her.
yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah,
The-
a
the
woman
other-
steps out is the one who actually.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
He's not competing against the Ska. He's competing against the noble.
Okay, got a pair of
Threes.
3s.
And a nudge.
Threes.
And, well, 3 3s and a nudge.
Okay. I got a pair of 2s, so you beat me. But you also got a nudge.
Yes.
So you see this woman. She's dressed up in a deep purple gown, lavender lace around her collar. She's clearly one of the 3 visiting families or groups of nobles that are going to the barge. She is well off if she has not just Ska servants, but well dressed Ska servants. And she looks down at you and like, truly, it is completely against any good and proper boat owner, as she looks down across, who runs a well maintained barge,
Right.
would think to actually have a Ska with enough stamina and enough strength of character to continue to not fail in their duties.
I hear what you're saying, but I think it would be more prevalent to just have him swap them out at regular intervals so they stay fresh the whole time.
An interesting concept. What is your name?
My name is, sorry, 1 second.
Make it up.
Oh, I already have one. Athistar, Rumford.
The star. Ramford. Oh yes. Yes, your family is from the Western Dominance, is it?
It is indeed, yes.
Excellent. I know the name.
Yes, I'm very lucky to be included in such fine company as I am right
Indeed.
now.
Fadrek City is a very far distance from here. I didn't think you would actually have come this far to Luthadel. Your family is moving up in society, I see.
Well, where there's coin to be made, there are always hands to be found.
True enough. Come, join myself and my husband.
I would absolutely love to. Let me.
My lord, where would you like us to be stationed?
I would like you to be nearby. We would require refreshments.
Of course, my lord. As
I
your
have my
butler,
own
I'm
servants,
more
but
than
yes.
happy to do so.
Excellent. And my other 2 men will see to my room. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, okay,
of course,
thank you.
sir. I'll see.
No,
to
wait. I don't say thank you. Good.
Sir,
Good.
I will. Sir, please, you don't need to show them that kind of charity. As your butler, I'll oversee your bodyguards.
Excellent. Do it.
You're welcome.
My Canadian is showing up so intensely. Thank you, indentured servant. You don't need to thank you.
Sir, you must not thank them. Thanking them is what makes them think they're people, and they're not. Just as I am not people. I'm just a filthy terraceman with no penis.
I'm giving you that solid stink eye.
I need you to stop introducing yourself like that.
It just doesn't set a good
It
precedent.
makes everyone think about your penis.
Or lack thereof.
I do too. I
Wildly
wonder,
uncomfortable.
I wonder how it's doing today.
Wherever it is.
It's also just like stating a fact. Like, the sky is blue.
Yeah.
I'm missing some bits. The sky is blue.
Ew.
Not really, actually. The sky is black. But
Used to be blue, then
Used to be
someone
blue.
fucked it up.
yes. So,
That's neither here nor there right now.
Yep. Nope. Not around. Not
so do you go to the second
We don't know
level?
he did it though.
So you go to the second level,
Oh.
and
I
Mr.
guess
Butler
we get to raid the rest of the ship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
raid. She,
Not make a scene and investigate.
Although we're all wearing black clothing
you
and
wish
somehow I
that.
pulled off a butler.
a butler. Yes. Well, he's a lower-ranking family. Clearly, she believes in
You're,
me. Not
you're
all
dark
of them
and have bands. They don't really care what you're wearing right now.
Yeah. So
Or whatever, you get my point.
Well, the belt's hidden under my clothes.
Oh.
I think a belt with different martial arts styles chiseled on it would look very conspicuous.
Well, they would just think it's art, wouldn't they? Nobody really knows what that is because you're the last holder of such and said knowledge.
Fair enough.
They're just like, oh, what's strange carvings?
so
Like,
they-
indeed,
when you step up to the second
It's
level,
not martial
Yes.
arts.
the lady in question, fanning herself in the night air, extends her hand and welcome. It's like,
I bow and kiss it.
my name is Elise Beryllium. My husband is a merchant of House Beryllium, well known. I'm sure you have heard of our family.
It is my greatest honor to be in your presence.
Of course it is. But it is my honor to host.
Love that. Of course it is.
It
Fair
is
enough.
my honor to host members of all nobility, especially those new to Luthadel. It is a beautiful city. Will you be returning with us after the fete?
We'll have to see what opportunities arise at the time, but I would like to. Largely, if nothing comes up, then yes.
Well, do you know anyone within House Borough?
I don't. I haven't had the luxury to be able to.
Then please let it be my pleasure to introduce you to whenever we arrive.
I would be ever so much grateful.
Excellent.
That didn't
Please
make
come inside. Please come inside for a drink.
All right,
Ever so
are
most grateful,
We're
that didn't
checking.
make sense.
I'm trying to check for the obligators because that's the guy who's our target, right?
The obligator is your target. Yes. So you see a number of guards. It's about 2 to 3 guards per noble family that's visiting. So it's about 9 guards. Some of them ska, some of them lesser noble, lesser sons and daughters of the nobility. There's even one terraceman, another butler of another different family.
Yeah.
You don't see the obligator in and of himself right now.
Okay, well,
as
the
you move
obligator's
into
going to
the
have the
ship.
best guards.
Yes, he is.
So, well, who's got the best guards?
Along the second level, you don't see anyone who would actually work well with it. As you go to the third level of the barge, the top level of the barge, you round up the steps, and you come to the top of the steps and see at the far end of the hallway 2 doors. Well, far end of the hallway is 1 door. On the right there is a second door, flanked by a pair of men in pure white robes
Yep. There
with wooden shields and canes.
Haze killers. Jesus.
We walk up to them. I walk up to them. In God's name, follow my lead.
God's name.
They have a very stern countenance and are
Good
looking
day,
straight forward. The only way that they see you is one of them turns their eyes to you.
Good day, gentlemen. I represent your fucking name. I don't remember.
The Remford house. House Remford.
House Remington, yeah. My lord from House...
You're a terrible butler!
Are you certain you don't represent House Winchester?
Anyway, my lord from House Remford was hoping to speak with the obligator at some point tonight.
What
Now,
business does he have with the obligator?
I am but a filthy terraceman with no penis, sir. It's not my business.
Every time. Every time.
I think it makes
Wow.
everyone so uncomfortable. Like,
I'm curious what the chat is reacting.
I really want to know too.
No.
Focus.
That's for later.
Focus.
Later.
Oh my
Focus.
god.
It is not my business to know my lord's will, whims, or wishes. I merely am conveying the message, for I am but filthy in the wake of men with penises.
Oh my god, why was this never in a book?
I think we know why.
Oh, jeez.
There are many reasons.
So many missed
Do you
opportunities.
have a message to pass on to the obligator? Written message. Otherwise, leave our sight. The obligator is busy on personal and important matters.
Oh, myself convey a piece of paper, but I am only...
If you say it, I swear.
I am not worthy to convey physical matter. I have given my word, and I trust that the mighty people of the Inquisition, what a show.
Now you're starting to sound like Trump. What a show. Great show. Great.
That is a
Great show.
That is a fucking Mel Brooks reference. Don't
Yeah,
you say
I know.
that.
Go. Move on.
That they are more capable of carrying a message across countless vistas. But I see I am wearing on your patience. I have conveyed my message, and I have taken your amendments. I wish you well, gentlemen, in all your pursuits. It's so hard not to say with your penis. Now, and I walk away.
Would have been monstrously
what?
inappropriate.
I'm sorry. I'm
Wow.
gonna have to do something.
Go ahead. It's just we know the room now and stuff.
Oh no. And
So as you're starting to turn away, one of the haze killers turns. Hold. To you.
Uh-oh.
Dun dun dun.
You will come here now.
I take 2 bits of copper and palm them.
Approach.
Hands out to the side.
Uh-oh.
Sleeve. Sorry, am I standing in front of one of them?
Yes. Hands out to the side. He sheathes his cane under his arm with a snap. Just
Owie.
searches. Starts feeling around.
Devin?
Yep.
I toss the copper bits in front of me.
This is happening too fast. Yes.
As soon as they're in front of my face,
Yep.
steel push in his face.
Oh.
Okay, so Devin,
Yep.
we see him pull
Fuck's
throwing
sake, Tom,
copper.
you just killed a guy!
We see him throwing copper,
yes.
right? So as
It's okay. This action is too fast for you to see it initially, but yes, you are going to
I
get
know,
a chance to react.
Because
Yeah.
here's the thing.
Well, I haven't turned around yet.
Yeah.
I know.
Well,
I'm going.
Thump, thump.
If I see this, I'm going to tap and go loud,
Yeah.
and then I'm going to go. It's we're not going to match his move, but we can at least. Oh shit, we've gone loud. We're working as a team.
Yeah.
That's the only
All
thing.
right.
There's someone going to be in front of me.
My terrace
I
man has
assume
gone rogue!
All right.
is behind me.
So the other haze killer
This
is
is what happens
watching
when
with
you
his weapon
keep your
already
penis.
out. That haze killer sees the coins coming up and doesn't get a chance to react immediately until the coins are in front of your face. But he snaps the cane out as he's turning. The 2 coins shoot out. Burn. Go.
So,
This is going to be... So
boy.
we're doing now initiative. Oh,
Oh,
I love this initiative
this is
system.
Complicated.
This
We were-
is so
I was hoping
complicated.
to-
Well, it's
avoid
just
this
wits.
as long
It's just
as
wits at the
possible.
start, right?
It's just wits at the
Okay,
start.
so I got. Hang on. I got a 4 wits. What do you have?
handed
Dave?
in your sleeve.
Let's see. I have a
Oh,
5
no,
wits.
Okay,
I was hoping
so
to
Devin?
do 2 at once.
Yes.
Dave's got 5. I've got 4. Tom, what's your wits? I'm gonna help
My
with this.
wits is
shit.
5.
Okay, 5. So Devin will determine who goes to
Sorry,
to first.
4 wits, 5 wits,
Yeah, 5 wits.
and Dave?
And
5
Jordan's
wits.
not here,
Okay.
so it doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter, yeah. And what do my haze killers have?
He's schmoozing.
There we go.
I'm gonna come downstairs because
Wits
we're
four.
ruckus and find a dude with coins embedded in his face and be like,
His
oh, no.
face.
I guess we've gone loud.
All right. So the coins flip out of your hand, soar across, and hit your face and shoot out. So the way that why wits is important is the higher wits, the faster your initiative. So I'm going to ask people to declare in order from lowest to highest what they want to do. That means the people with higher wits get to react to the people with lower wits. So we will say that the haze killers are starting the reaction.
Okay.
The one who's having coins thrown at him doesn't really get much of a reaction other than trying to dodge.
Yeah.
The other one is going to swing at you. So my declaration is the first haze killer is going to try and raise his shield up, which is still at his side, trying to block the coins and get them embedded into the wood. The second haze killer immediately whips out his cane and swings, going to trying to go for your wrist to snap your wrist with a hardened wood, knowing that that's how you actually move. Let's see. The next is Barek. You are wits 4. What are you going to do? Yep.
Question. Just so everybody knows, the canes they're holding are basically like reinforced kendo sticks kind of thing.
Exactly. So they're metal, as you can see from what Tarthan is doing, is very powerful. Nobles don't wear metal. They don't wear little metal buckles or belt buckles or anything or buttons. Haze killers are cloth. And they're all the way to the point that their capes are actually fastened with wooden little balls,
like dowels,
dowels and so forth. So that there's no, and their weapons are very hard reinforced, like you said, kendo sticks or single pieces of oak,
like hardwood.
Yeah,
like intense hardwood.
So, Barek, your next action. What are you declaring? So you saw what they are
I'm gonna
doing.
punch the. Okay, he's shooting one obligator. I'm punching the other obligator's fucking head off.
Okay.
Haze killer.
Haze killer. So
doesn't it go in descending order of wits?
It basically we're declaring
ascending.
an ascending order.
It's ascending what you declare, and then it's descending action.
In action.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna burn pewter. I'm gonna punch that fuckhead's head off.
Okay.
The one he hasn't coin shot.
The one he hasn't coin shot at. So the one that is, so he's sort of turned and is swinging at Tarthan. You're actually, while he's swinging, going to try and defend.
4 charges of my pewter.
Okay, so here's how those work.
And 5 is enough to break a door open. So if he has a skull when I'm done, this should really be
all right. So what I want you guys to do on your sheets. I know this is a little complicated. I'm going to give you your total attributes. So basically, your declaration is going to give you your dice pool. That dice pool can be split between your action dice and your defense dice. So keep in mind as you're going around. If I had an NPC in between, and there was an opportunity for them to actually attack you, you might want to put some stuff towards defense dice. But in this case, since it seems like all of you are faster than these haze killers, you won't need to defend. So you can shove everything toward the resolution of your action instead.
Well, it makes sense because it's like kind of almost like a surprise round.
Exactly. So, so these haze killers are going to be using their physique, and in one case, the case of the coin shot, it's all going to be defensive action dice. Okay. Whereas this particular haze killer is going to have the one that's attacking is going to have 1 in defense and then 5 in attack so far, and you are putting your physique of what?
Oh, my physique is 5, and I'm adding 4 additional dice based on my thing.
Okay. All right. So take away 4 charges.
Right.
All right.
That's a total of 9 dice for
A
him?
total of 9 dice for you.
dead.
Are you putting those all into attack? Okay, so you're putting those all into attack, 9 dice. Now we're going to go to Bishop. What are you going to do?
I am going to harden my forearm and fist.
Okay.
And I am going to slam it into the shield of the guy who's raising it and punch him with his own shield.
Okay, all right.
Owie.
Oh, jeez.
Nice.
Just having a sort of the
You
fist.
should get a boost. You should get a boost for that, actually.
Yeah, you know what you do it. I'll give you a bonus die for that as well. So you're doing pewter, but your pewter is actually giving you a bonus die to that. So what's your physique?
My physique is 5.
5. Okay, you're getting 6 dice for that. Do you have any traits that you want to add to that?
Traits. Let's see. I'm a fighter.
Yep.
That's just a specialty, but I don't have any.
But your
other.
specialty is fighting. Actually, though, you can be a bare fist fighter. We missed that before game. So do you want to be a bare fist fighter? Do you want to be a spear fighter? What do you want your specialty to be?
I'll be a bare fist fighter.
Okay, so gain a bonus die from
one
that.
of my
Then.
students. Really?
Yeah, he could be one of your students. Yeah. Yep.
I've been
That
teaching
actually does make
these
sense.
Yep. So that'll give you 7 in total, I think.
Yes.
Are all those going to action, or do you want to save some of them for defense for now,
I'm gonna save 1 for defense.
just in case? Okay.
Yep.
And
Is
last
that even useful?
Or
it
do
might
they have
you-
to be
you-
impaired?
Only if you get attacked.
Only if there's no one left by the time it gets to the haze, or if either of the haze killers are standing by the time it gets back to them.
And they want to attack him specifically.
Exactly. Yeah.
Trust me, you're not the target yet.
Yeah. He's currently the target. So
I'm
it's
gonna
up to
leave
you.
them all in attack then.
Okay. All right. And yourself.
Okay, so
Although if we go over
Steel
10,
push
if we
is-
go over 10 in
all
a
I'm doing
pool,
is
we
the
have to move
steel
extra
push.
over.
Okay.
Over
Yep.
the 10.
do I have
only
any?
one goes over.
And then that's it, right? That's all I can do.
It's steel push with traits, and we'll say that since it's a surprise, you're going to get a bonus die for that as well.
Surprise.
Okay, yep.
That's a bonus dice.
Yep.
Decisive.
Yeah, is that one of your traits?
That's one. That is one of
Is
my
that a personality trait?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, done. Because you basically didn't let him finish the search before it got to your coin pouch, so you made the.
Can I also do? Can I do multiple traits or just one?
You can't. Yeah, all traits that can be applicable to a particular thing.
Accurate.
Yes, that's fine.
Right in his eyeballs.
Fun in the eyeball.
Both coins.
Both
One
coins, individual eyeballs.
Okay.
Well, he was going to split it, he said, but then...
I was. That's why palm 2. I was hoping to basically just
Wop, wop.
go one in like hold one in front, one behind, and just kind of stand between them and just push from.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
Both
But now he's decided to murder it too.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's 8 dice. I don't think I need to flare at all.
Nope, that's a single push. Actually, it's basically as if your full body weight just pushed against that coin. Right?
Yeah.
So, or both of those coins. All right, so now it's going back in descending order. Go. So you're rolling your attack. This
rolling my
particular one
attack.
is just doing defense. So it's whoever gets the higher set of pairs succeeds. Okay. Also, let me know if you get any nudges.
I have that's not mine. I have a nudge and a pair of 3s.
Pair of 3s. I also have a pair of 3s. So this, he raises the shield and catches the coins. But you have a nudge. Declare what that nudge does, whereas I don't.
Thunk.
Okay, so
It basically
it
he's
does
not
no
prepared
damage.
for the weight, but he basically knocks himself.
So he
off
staggers
balance.
himself. So you throw the coins out. You throw the coins out with your mind, with both of your hands extended out wide. The coins shoot out, aimed for his eyes. The Haze Killer raises his shield in time, and the force of it hits the shield. You don't get pulled back because it's just the weight of the shield right now, and it sort of punches himself in the face, and he gets thrown back against the wall.
Yep.
Or yeah, the wall, not the door, because they're on either side of the door. So he hits the wall with a solid thud. Go.
All right.
And is a little bit staggered.
So I'm solidifying my hand and forearm.
Also, just remind me that he has used all of his defense dice, so he now has no defense dice
Nice.
for himself.
So basically, this is a free freebie as long as he succeeds.
As long as he succeeds.
Why did they roll sharpened coins?
All right, I've got 2 nudges,
fine.
a pair of 4s, and a triple of 4s.
It's
and
not really necessary.
So, a pair of 4s and 2 nudges.
A pair of 4s and 2 nudges. Okay, so you are succeeding with your crack. So describe how you're doing this, and describe the nudge.
To get a nudge, is it 2 6s or 1 6?
1 6.
One period.
You just
Okay,
need
so I've got 2 nudges.
1 or more 6s makes a nudge. If you guys ever get 3 or more 6s, you can spend all of them and get 2 nudges and get a really strong story bonus to yourself.
Nice.
Okay?
All right,
we
so-
take over the scene at that point.
You
right?
take over the scene at that point, yeah.
After the coins embed themselves in his shield and it smacks him in the face.
But yeah, smacks him in the face. He's reeled against the wall. Yeah.
My solid, seemingly solid pewter fist
Yep.
does it again. And it just
So he crashes into. He punches himself accidentally.
What's the
hits the,
shield? You
hits
should
the
go
wall.
I don't know. Does it?
What, sorry?
Does it go through?
The shield does it. The shield does reduce damage.
Oh, yeah.
Like again, that did no damage whatsoever. So you're going to roll your physique, and let me know how many successes you got.
And that's just I've got a physique of 5. So
However, how many charges of your pewter did you burn?
I only burned 1.
You can burn more if you like to add dice to damage.
If I could burn a second,
You can burn a second, and that just
No,
makes
we
certain
auto,
your
we auto do damage.
not fists. Weapons auto do damage.
2.
They add automatic damage dice.
thought- Well, in the tutorial, I said you automatically do 1 damage when you hit.
Yeah, you do one damage. You can burn more. You can add
Would his nudges allow him to do extra damage now?
no, nudges are not allowed to actually have a mechanical benefit in terms of damage. They create some story benefit outside of the mechanical benefit.
Can I use my nudge to?
So you're automatically doing 1 damage.
Yep.
But he's got more health than that.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, it's not just an NPC.
I want to use my nudge.
Yeah, it's
to,
not an extra. Haze killers are not extras.
Mess with the other haze killer. He's
Oh,
so
you're-
surprised that this shit is going down that.
How about you get a bonus to your defense dice if he's still alive because he's now in the way.
Cool. I have 8 dice because I put none there.
Well, there you
I'll
go.
take that out of there. So
Yep.
now,
What are we looking for here? in terms of dice for damage?
Damn, dude.
I need to know whether he gets any like what the degree of the success is.
2 6s, 2 5s.
Okay, all
Damn,
right.
Dave.
So, as he's lowering his shield away
I
from
feel
his
it
face.
more.
Yeah, so he hits the back of the wall, jars himself. As he's lowering the shield to try and actually see in front of the face, a hand comes right through the wooden shield and drives into his jaw, cracking and snapping it.
Ew.
Yeah,
Ever seen a fist this big?
yeah, and and the fist is like steel, so it's being hit by a metal rod or the blunt end of a metal rod as it snaps his jaw, and you drive his head into the wood. The wood behind him cracks, splinters, and sort of leaves his head there in the wall. His shield and weapon arm going limp, and the only thing holding him up now is his head in the wall.
Gross. Ew,
So-
but effective.
Yes.
Yeah.
Next.
So-
All right.
I second
Can
that
I
opinion.
use my
Ew, but
trait of
effective.
exacting to add a dice?
Exacting what?
Exacting. I'm going to try and knock him right in the jaw.
Okay, all right.
Well, not the guy
to
I'm
do
taking
what?
care of, I hope.
That's more of an actor. Like, do you want to knock him out? Do you want to exacting as like a specific purpose?
Well, I'm going to put my fist into his jaw. If I fail, he'll be unconscious. If I succeed, I'm going to know what brain on my knuckles feels like.
Hey, boys, I killed a man.
All right.
I
Sure.
think.
Good. Yep.
You did.
He only has
when the
2
hard
defense
part's
dice.
I don't care.
Yep.
Yes, you have to talk your way out of where you are.
Oh, damn it, he's dead!
How many successes did you get?
Many.
Well,
Did you get any nudges?
Yeah, I got 2. And hang on. I got 2 nudges
and a pair of 3s.
and a pair of 3s.
Yikes.
A pair of ones.
And no, I got like 2 pairs of 1s.
Oh, wait. Did he actually
He's got 3 pair.
I got
defend at all?
a 4 and a 5. Because he was focused on attacking you. That's how the system works. The lower your wits, you have to declare first, and then everyone else can react
So, yeah,
to
did
you.
2 pairs of 1s, 1 pair of 3s, and 2 nudges.
Okay, so you have 2 nudges to spend, so two situations that you can minorly alter, and you do succeed and hit. He's not focusing on defending, so he doesn't have a shield to mitigate the damage.
Yeah.
So you're doing solid damage again. You're doing at least 1 damage.
Yeah.
Roll your damage again, without any
No,
negation.
oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. And because he doesn't have a shield, he's not negating any of the damage.
No, dude, nudges do add dice to damage.
The damage?
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough.
That's what I thought was.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right,
This
fair
was
enough.
in the
Then
tutorial, and then we can double check in the quick rolls.
No, it's fine. Don't worry
Cool.
about it. I missed that in the rules. That's
No worries.
fine. You can do that.
So yeah, it's an additional 2 damage plus the 1.
Understandable.
Yes.
Same monster.
We're still getting heads and tails of this thing. It's,
It's 625 pages. It's
it's bigger than his friggin' book. Anyways,
yes.
How much of it is fluff?
Untrue.
Untrue. It's bigger than Mistborn. It's not bigger than Stormlight Archive.
Not
at
at
all.
Fair enough.
That's not true.
Those
Yeah.
I brought both of them.
Okay, good.
I
Yeah.
had to bring somebody to help me.
I needed to
so
carry
I've
one
done
of the 2.
3 damage. Do the extra 1 successes.
The extra nudges add damage automatically.
No.
Yeah.
I got success of 3 and 2 nudges. Do the extra 1 successes add anything?
No.
No.
Okay.
No,
that's fine.
It's a higher. It means if
So with
I
the 2
got
nudges,
pairs.
I dazed the fuck out of this guy because I can't kill him.
Yep.
No, because the nudges do damage. Fuck it, it's just damage. It's just damage.
Okay. All right. So
Roll your damage.
you cracked it.
That's
So
it.
you roll damage.
Yeah. You can do.
No, you
you
didn't roll damage.
How do you roll damage?
You don't roll damage. It's just the nut. You get 1 for the success.
Yeah.
And every extra nudge does more damage.
Does more
That's
damage. Plus the weapon gives bonus damage.
it.
Oh,
but
okay.
the
Is what I was
is my
trying to
hands.
explain.
Oh,
Which is why I asked him Which is why I asked Dave if he spent any pewter or got any nudges, because that would add to the successes.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
So yeah, but I used all my pewter spending just to add to my dice. So it's not going to add. He's not going to set add it to damage.
Got it.
Okay, all right. And in that case, since he didn't have his shield up to actually help him in this, you solidly crash into his jaw. You do actually kill him. Go ahead and describe it if you want.
Okay, so
2 men died tonight.
I just kind of strike in his jaw because the impact of a fist at truly damaging speed should shatter the jaw and then be touching his brain. So you just kind of see me just plant and do
You're
a
thinking
special.
nose.
No, because I'm hitting the jaw.
Yeah, that's not. I don't
That
think you know
doesn't
how
go
a
into
spell
the brain.
works.
Yeah, no.
Okay, so what happens if I punch a guy's skull really hard? It stops.
Well,
You shatter the jaw, and then they have to wire it back together.
Well, he's dead.
You can.
It doesn't
Mike.
protrude into
Okay,
the brain.
let's do
It goes
the
out
kinesis
like
of this,
this.
Dave. If I'm going like this, Okay. Yes, thank you. Where is my knuckle going to be touching him?
And if you think that this is just a special thing that we do for streams, you would be very much wrong. This is the normal.
What's happening is
Friday night games.
we're curtailing this to not last an hour like it would normally.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so fuck it. My head's in his brains. Let's call it a day.
Oh God! That's much
Well, you
worse.
could just punch him higher in the temple and shatter the skull.
Yeah,
and
why
he's
not? My head's in his brains. I'm just like, I've caught a man.
Ew.
Alright.
It's just pinned against
And
the
the
wall.
man,
and you're like,
the man is no longer there.
I clean him off.
So the
Okay.
sheer
Ropes. Where the ropes? Put the ropes.
Hey, here's a question.
Yeah.
How many people were around while you murdered two guys cold blood?
No one.
no one because
Should probably toss the bodies over
We
the side.
checked the hallway. There were only two guys in the
There were
hallway.
only
when we
two.
first
There
came
were
should
the two
probably-
haze killers.
You should probably
The guards
Assassin's
are
Creed
all
style get rid of the bodies.
yes.
up. And off the boat.
Or how about in the quarters? Let's go inside.
Well, he might be. Okay.
And well, that's
So how about
and
we do
he
this?
wouldn't- and
You
he would
throw-
not have heard the noise.
You throw one body over the side before you can make a protest. It lands
we
in the
stretch-
water, and the ska just see the body flood into the water and continue rowing. Because
Naked body. We stole his ropes.
fair enough. You,
Because we can pretend to be his guys.
You people are fucking animals.
and because they are ska and they
I'm
are
gonna need to take
exhausted
the
and
sleeves
they
off
don't
this one.
particularly care if haze killers
That's
die,
why we can't go nice places.
they continue to row because
Steal his clothes.
oh
Come
no,
on.
a member of one of my oppressors just died and its body is floating into the river.
Yeah, well,
We continue on.
It's a living.
Just a new spin on the Great Muppets caper. Let's do this thing.
You interrupt before he throws a second body over,
well.
and you go inside.
All right.
So, the obligator is simply the obligator's quarters has no one in the quarters whatsoever. Okay,
Good.
so
Leave the
yeah.
body here.
Yeah.
Throwing it overboard. It's a big white shining beacon in the night.
Not really. They drown. Okay, fine. We'll leave it in his
they're dead.
room.
As they're flying off the top
If we
story.
alert the obligator, fine. Well, we're searching his room for stuff.
Okay.
Yes.
Like
I loot the
book,
room.
and
I loot the room.
I loot the room.
So
go
do we
down
find
door,
the
look
book?
the room.
Okay, all right. I need you guys to make what's the hold on 1 second.
I guess
Wits
wits.
roll, please. Yeah.
Now we all make this.
Yep.
Can I use-
You all can make a wits roll if you have traits that you feel add to it, and you can argue it. That's fine.
Exacting?
I would argue exacting. I'm fine.
Accurate?
Nope. Because accurate is how you shoot your points.
Silver fox?
Silver fox.
Fox.
A pair of 4s. Cool.
I got a royal flush.
A pair of 6s?
Wait, 1,
Alright.
2, 3.
You don't find
Oh, I'm
anything,
missing
but
4.
you
No,
stand
you got 2 twos.
What?
You got 2 twos.
Oh.
Oh, no. That's you.
Here.
Oh, okay. Oh, you got nothing. Never mind. You got a nudge.
I got a nudge.
Dave got a Yahtzee.
Yahtzee.
Yeah, that's it.
No,
All right,
I'm
so
missing
you got
four.
it. You got
I'm
it.
missing
You had,
four.
so any pairs?
I'm not even there.
Oh, you're not even there. Never mind. Any pairs?
He's getting
A pair of
laid.
6s.
pair
So
of
not
sixes?
really.
Yeah. It's
I'm
a
behaving
nudge.
myself like a gentleman.
2 nudges.
Do you want to do anything with the nudges?
I
Help my roll.
no.
Fine.
Help me see if there's any hidden compartments that I might have missed. Is there?
Okay.
That's.
Yeah, that's fine. What did you get?
Yeah, he
I've
also
got
had a nudge.
A nudge. Okay.
I'm going to be shuffling through things, and something
Yeah.
I shuffle through might help Mike to find something.
Yep. Okay.
Success is a 4.
Okay. All right. You find invitations to the fete. That are guest invitations for the obligator that he has not used. So obviously the obligator was allowed to invite guests.
Yoink.
Okay, all right.
Hello,
in
hello,
case things go-
expensive.
Yep.
Hello. I'm going to get a thank you.
You find a series of reports on the table. Like, just most of it is fairly boring. It's basically it just daily reports of what has been happening, behavior of the nobles. You get the names of the 3 different noble families that are actually on here. The full names of all of them.
And does one of them come to mind?
Yes, it does. One of them does come to mind.
Interesting.
So you do know what to do. You know that one of them is one of them is his name is Brast, and his wife is yes, the name you were given, and his wife Elise
Starts with
Balerian
an M.
starts with an M. Marcus.
That's-
Sorry, Marcus. You see on there. You see
Yep.
Marcus and Elise Barathum or Barathum.
I thought it was beryllium.
Beryllium.
That's
It's the name.
That one. Beryllium. Beryllium.
BRYLUM?
I apologize. I have 6 different noble families listed here, and they're all complicated.
Oh, so him and his wife are listed on the
And
deal.
what was the name of the woman who he's dining with?
Elise.
Oh,
Elise.
interesting.
Okay. So,
All right. Well,
so that is
Well,
what.
doesn't
That is
this
what you
wrap all together?
You find a small hidden compartment, and you did that you can lift silently, so that they don't see it. Do you choose to do that? See a
Why
small
wouldn't you?
box. Okay, small box that is about yay big.
Mhm.
It has 2 symbols on it. One of them is the Canton of Resources, and the other one is a strange symbol for metal that you haven't seen. It has the same jagged edges that are associated with metal. This is a more fresh carving recently.
Hang on, I'm going to ask a question if it's a certain metal.
Yeah.
Why?
So we have an analog for
You're
the
not
audience
there.
to know what it is.
The audience kind of knows what it is. Put
Well,
that
fine.
away.
find the pages and give it to him.
Mike, the audience knows what it is because I talked to him about it in his private session.
Fair enough.
Okay. Or they know what he's looking for. You don't need to know. Him and they need to know.
Fair enough.
So,
And,
You got the box?
and seal compartment.
okay. All right. So, back to your scene.
Yes.
You
I have been doing things.
You've been doing things. You've been having conversations. All right. So
So-
you were conversing with Lady Elise, and she introduces her husband Marcus.
Right.
You were brought drinks. You were brought food. And you're asked what you're to. She didn't see you arrive. You weren't on the docks, at least as far as she knows. But she was busy making certain that her Ska servants actually got her trunks and everything else onto the boat.
For sure.
So she didn't see you at the docks. But what were you doing in Luthadel? She asks. Prior to getting on the barge, what was your business in the city?
I've been looking for mercantile opportunities. I'm trying to build my family's honor and reputation back up through wealth and trade and cross province trade.
All right.
So I've been looking for some opportunities in which to go into. We develop weapons and armor that are not manipulatable by mistings. Is that what we're called?
Mistings, yeah.
Yes.
And
Interesting.
Allomancers.
Metal weapons that cannot be metal weapons, or a different form of stone.
So we're looking towards a different form of stone that incorporates more of a sand and small rock than.
Whenever they're actually forged,
Not
they're-
carved but molded.
her husband interrupts. Like, really?
Indeed.
Interesting.
It starts
Single-
off in a liquid form and then is pressed in molds into a solid form and left to dry. Similar to clay but much stronger.
He perks up in interest, and this is a
That's
technique.
why I'm talking about concrete, but
Yeah, I know exactly. Yes, yeah. And this is a technique that your family has discovered.
we're working on refining and perfecting at the moment. Unfortunately, right now it's still too brittle on impact, but we're working towards maybe reinforcing it with some other material.
No wonder the Prelin has asked for you. I imagine you have a meeting with the Prelin if you're being brought onto this particular trip. I thought I knew everyone who was actually part of this particular trip. And
Well, we tend to keep to ourselves, as you can imagine. If this were to get out and become the process were to be common knowledge, then it would be
it would.
disastrous for my house. So,
It would. Definitely.
but on the flip side, we are also looking for investiture from other more noble houses who would benefit from such things.
Well, I can certainly tell you that I have some craftsmen in my employ who would be very interested in getting their hands on some of that.
Well, we would be more than willing to open the financials to you and our projections as well. And if we were able to maybe get some advice from your seasoned craftsmen about their expertise in stonework, then maybe we could come to some sort of arrangement as far as
I have a man.
dividend payouts.
I have a particular man who I speak to often that within my employ who would be capable of dealing with such matters.
Would I know this person?
Not entirely. No, he is a member of our family, extended family.
Okay.
Who I take after him. The Marcus is a common name in our family.
Granted.
So I take after him many Marcuses all across our family, and he is well practiced and well versed in such matters. You may not have heard of him.
Mine,
Matches my name.
Mine is unfortunately quite the opposite. It's unique for my family, but they hold me in high expectation, as I'm sure you can imagine.
At least speaks up. If I'm to introduce you and we are to continue these negotiations, we will have, of course, you are going to be maybe doing us a singular favor by introducing our craftsmen to your craftsmen.
Indeed.
I am going to be giving you other opportunities when we arrive at this fete for meeting many other different families within the nobility. Do you perhaps have any other favors that you may bestow upon our house? You know that she's asking if you have any Lord Ruler gifted medals. That is the common trade.
The special non-spoken of.
Mm-hmm. The special non-spoken of medals. Does your family have any favors that they can bestow upon ours? We do have an obligator, of course, on this very boat who can ratify such agreements.
I did hear of his presence. I was hoping to speak with him at some point.
I could introduce you if you like.
That would be most gracious of you. Sadly, our stocks are not what they used to be, as you can imagine. But I believe that we have a bit of a what's the term? Rainy day stash saved up for perhaps such an occasion.
Of course.
And I'd be more than happy to discuss this thing with you.
Not something you would bring.
Of course,
travel
later
with
on.
you.
Yes, of course.
Very well.
No, it'd be a very fine way to lose said stash.
Sorry to interrupt. I'm just making note that I wipe my hands clean of blood.
Good.
That would probably
That'd be a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
So
Seeing
since
you doing that, I'm like, oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
a good
yeah.
idea. What are you
I
talking
wiped it
about?
on the body we hooked in the river.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah.
Also,
What do you do now? Now that you know who he's talking with.
Do the notes refer to the room that they're staying in, or
Yes, they do,
They
actually.
do? Okay. Well, we still need to find the obligator in his book.
Yeah.
So why don't we split up?
I could wait here and just pin him with my weight.
There's that, but perhaps.
Do you want to stay behind and look more and wait?
I'm going to say that's a bad idea.
Well, I want to. Can I rummage a little bit more and see if I find anything else?
You can
Really
rummage a
quick,
little more.
just
Are
real
you
quick.
guys staying? Are you guys leaving?
We need to actively seek out the obligator.
Yeah.
Because if he's going to go back to his room, there's a hole in the wall
That is a
at
thing.
his doorway, and his guards are no longer there.
All right, yeah, let's get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Are you wearing one of the uniforms?
The obligator? Yeah, now I am.
You rummage it. You
It
No,
makes-
no, I can't. I'm a terrorist.
That's what I'm saying. It
Yeah.
makes more sense for these two.
Yeah, no, that's
guys
why.
to
those
That's
two.
why. That's why
Yeah.
I wanted to strip them so they can
Because
look like.
your terroristman disguise is like it makes you invisible more
Yeah.
or less.
Yeah, pretty much.
So I'm gonna don
Mike,
the.
make one more wits roll, please,
robes
to
and-
rummage.
It's like a last toss kind of thing.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I'm gonna don the
scheisse.
robes and the weaponry of
Yeah, that was funny.
the
Don't
haze
force.
Okay.
doodly doo or the haze.
Sorry, say
killer.
that again.
I'm gonna don the robes.
The robes
and
of the haze killer, okay, yeah.
The wooden gear of
Yep.
the haze killers.
Yes, haze
Yeah,
killers.
okay.
Yeah.
And we should split up, cover more ground, and then meet back here, and then
Okay.
approach the situation once we know where he is and with a plan. Maybe lure him back here, and when he's surprised at his guard. Well, wait, we're his guards.
You are his guard.
His
His other guard is
the other guard
conspicuously missing.
was tossed into the river by
Well,
someone.
aren't haze killers bald? Are you guys bald?
No.
Aren't
No.
they wearing hats?
They're wearing helms. They don't necessarily need to be bald.
Okay,
there
fair
you
enough. Yeah.
Obligators are bald.
I think
Sorry.
you're thinking of this. Are they?
And the Steel Inquisitors. All members of the Inquisition. Haze killers are not members of the Inquisition. They're a fighting force of it,
Got it.
but they're not part of it.
They're a fighting force that can be hired out.
They can be hired out. Yeah, they're hired out to nobility and that sort of thing. You do find something. You find a small. You find in his desk. You're. If you wish to find it, I'm going to make you burn expend a use of
Tin.
pewter tin to see it
pewter,
and
to pull it.
pull open the
Okay.
drawer. So do you spend that?
Yeah.
Okay. You
Pop
pull
the
it. You
lock.
pop the lock. And you do find a very small. You find a small book on there again with the symbol of the Inquisition on there.
Uh-oh.
It's very thin.
It's not the book we're looking for.
Probably
You would
not.
presume not because it's too thin for that.
I put it in my pocket, and as we're going, I read it really quickly.
Okay. I have found I found the one that the Lord. I believe I found the one the Lord Ruler has asked for. It took many months and the deaths of 2 Inquisitors, but I believe we have found something that is far more worthwhile and far more worth the lives than the expense of the Inquisitors. There is reference to one such as this in the old legends, known as a leecher. It is hinted at very briefly in bits and pieces of legends, but if this one actually is a leecher and we manage to get him back to Luthadel in one piece, then I will be much better positioned in the future.
Cool. That's his diary. I don't know what any of those words mean.
Yeah.
I don't. I wouldn't know what those words mean. It's like, cool. It's the diary. This matches.
Yes, exactly.
Sorry, that was my objective.
Sure.
Hmm. It's fine.
Yeah. So, go
You
ahead.
wouldn't even know that either. You just
Just like this looks like personal notes. Cool.
So we're
makes
splitting
sense
up.
for you to keep either way.
I'm not sure why we should split up yet. I mean, if
Really
he's
no
not on
need
this
for it.
floor, then he might be on the lower floor.
Well, you two should be together. I can't be with you because they'll be asking why the hell is a Terrace Butler with 2 Haze Killers.
One haze
they're
killer.
escorting you.
The other outfit got thrown off the door.
No, I made that man naked.
I do
Says
remember-
who?
Says me, I did it.
He corrected himself.
Oh, he
after-
corrected himself.
Yeah, I heard that.
Oh, okay.
So we have 2 full
Fine.
sets.
We're on. I also
I
dominate.
wiped my hands clean on his skin.
But
Or how about his
If-
underclothing?
Fine, be a barbarian.
if
I rubbed his ass to clean my
When you
hands.
put the box
if the
in your
obligator
robes, you very briefly saw 2 blue lines from your center mass to that box.
Okay.
Okay.
if the obligator ordered us to stay at the door of his room, then why would both of us leave to fail those orders when someone informing him
Okay. So then no. Then
would leave
no.
separately,
Then
leaving one person to
should
guard
we
the door?
then both stay and trust to him to lure him back?
I have to leave for a moment. I gotta take a shit.
Go. I will wait here.
Yeah, just say he was escorting me. All right.
Yeah.
He found
I
you
was-
out of bounds and
Yeah,
is
I
punishing
kept talking
you.
about my cut off dick. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, we're gonna
His
just walk
ab-
away.
His absent phallus. Yes.
Yeah.
It's like the
Just for
room
the
just
home people playing
clears
the home
out.
game. My character is not actually missing his penis, but it's a common feature of terracement moving
Yes.
forward.
There you go.
I'm glad we clarified that.
And you
this
had to
late.
clarify that. Yeah.
I
They
thought it was.
know.
Oh, they know?
They
Talked
know.
about nothing but your dick for the last 10 minutes.
Okay, but to be fair, they don't. They still have like
I need to watch this one.
fucking people. They still have their penis. They're just gilded.
They're
essentially.
sterile. They're gilded. Yes,
Yes.
they're sterile.
They just don't.
Moving
have
on.
The testicles.
Go.
Yeah. I'm gonna go
Yeah, go.
pretty much directly to that.
Wait
That's
there. Barry's missing, right?
Yes.
No berries to be found in this bush.
So do you guys
No.
move to find him? What do you do next?
I'm gonna stay guarding
Here.
the room
Okay.
because it'd be weird for nothing, no one to be there.
Okay. Yep.
So I'm gonna hopefully encounter him at some point.
All right. Fair enough. Sounds good.
Yeah, if he asks where I went, tell him I went to go find him.
And the 2 of you left. Cool. Done.
So, we have to stop by his room and update him.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
my lord,
Oh, what I would.
I'll
Where
take
I
this
thought
one.
I was in like an overall open area. Was I?
You were on
in
the
your room?
second. You were on the second floor. You were on the second floor. You were in
Right.
her and his quarters.
Oh, okay, I had no idea. Okay.
Yeah.
And suddenly,
Knock on the door.
It's like,
Like,
oh,
come. Says that.
allow me, and I'll get up and go
Yeah.
answer the door
Of course. Thank
because
you.
I'm of lesser station than them.
Yep.
So I'm their impromptu servant.
You open the door.
And I look surprised, and I see it took me a second to realize who it was.
yeah,
And I said, I'm like, oh, what is it?
there is an urgent message for Master Marcus from the Obligator.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
It is only for his ears. It is for his ears only.
Okay.
He looks at Eden. So I'm afraid I do not know. Oh no, you're dressed as a haze killer. I apologize.
Yeah.
Like, of course, Marcus
don't take the
stands
clothes
up.
off, Mike. That's weird, Mike.
He
Okay,
he stands like a little perturbed.
If we
Like-
could speak privately on the terrace.
Wits.
Okay.
Actually, you can make wits too,
All right.
because you're there.
I don't know to what degree, but alright. Oops.
4 with 1 nudge.
4 with 1 nudge.
Same.
I got a pair of 4s and a nudge, so yeah, I got the same.
You can see he's scared of him. Marcus, the noble, the nobleman, is scared of him. You
Okay.
catch it and register it in his eyes, like, of course, Elise, darling, and it's like, of course, husband. Like, have you been naughty? Like,
Okay.
Oh, she don't care. He's an ablative husband.
Ablative.
What is that?
like,
To be shed when necessary.
Oh!
The first line of defense. Oh, yeah, I'll get another.
only
Like
insofar
ablative plating. It's meant to come off.
Yeah.
he kisses his wife's hand. It's like, only insofar as propriety allows, as far as I am aware. And he leaves. Do either of you want to spend your nudges within the context of that?
I'm going to
Where's he? Well, where's he go?
So you see that Athastar or
sorry, yeah, Athastar.
Athastar, thought so. Is sitting at the table. It's a round table. He's sitting on one end of it with crystal goblets, and they're just.
Well,
drinking.
I would have answered the door at this
Sorry,
point.
yeah,
so I'm standing up.
he's next to the door, and you see that these are 2 nobles that he's been conversing with, and there are 2 Ska also in the room, just as servants.
my lady, my apologies again for interrupting. For I am. Anyway, I don't have to say it anymore. It's hangs in the air now.
Yes.
But I do need to speak with my.
You did this to yourself, Devin.
Yeah, I did. I allowed him to be
You
it.
gave him
I
a
gave him-
potentially
I gave
penis
him-
Either
parent.
Devin, either it sits as this thing that we mentioned about the terraceman that's just weird, or I have fun with it. I'm going to have fun with no penis. Thank you very much.
Feel free to make it a T-shirt and present it to him.
I'm gonna have fun with no penis is the line of the night.
Anyway, I need to speak
As I
with my
said,
lord very.
feel free to make it a T-shirt and present it to Mike at the next Con Bravo.
Oh my god.
So, moving on.
Please.
Awesome.
Wouldn't that be funny if that was the first fan art we get of a D20?
The first
live
fan
scene?
art. Oh no.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
So
so
just the first animatic we have.
yeah. Oh,
Oh.
moving on. Go on.
Move forward.
Okay,
We're
so
for
going
adults.
forward. Go.
Anyway, I need to speak with my lord very quickly, please.
At least allows it, of course.
Of course.
It's like I will be back soon. This is probably nothing.
Close the
More
door.
wine from me.
Absolutely.
Walk away slightly from the door.
I laugh at her joke, and then
So yeah, so we killed 2 case killers.
cool.
Yeah.
Uh,
So
I've
we haven't
walked
found the
away with,
obligator
Yeah,
yet.
we'll go to you in a
He's
second.
still
We'll
They're
talk
just
about-
briefing them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I give him the update of everything that happened.
Done.
been busy. Cool.
As you
All
can
right.
see from the armors, yes.
Yes.
By the way, there's a haste killer in his room, and there's one in the river.
Okay, I don't care about the one in the river.
Yeah. I don't know.
That problem solved itself.
Okay. So done.
Yeah.
You. While you're still standing in the room, do you open it?
Well, I'm
You're
beyond
alone.
the hallway.
I know.
You're alone, is what he's saying.
You're alone.
Yeah.
You open up, you see a vial. It reminds you of gold, but it's not quite gold. It's a metal that you haven't seen before. Like it has a gold, the beads, and it's 2 beads. They're not flakes. They're beads. Have a gold make to them, and a little bit of a silver, almost like they're a bit of an alloy. Like interesting. There's 2 of them left. Make a wits check.
Oh, damn wits.
Getting a workout this game.
Yeah, 3s. And then okay.
You hear from down the hallway, through the door that you didn't go through, like, if you would be so kind to return those to me, I would appreciate it.
Oh my.
But it's coming from inside the door. You hear it echoing. He clearly heard the kerfuffle.
scuffle.
He was in the room? Was he under the
No,
bed?
no,
he's
No,
in the
he's
room
not under. There's
opposite.
two. There's a room at the end of the hallway,
Oh, okay.
and there's a room on the right, which is the room on the right is where you fought the haste killers.
It'd be amazing if he was just under the bed the whole time.
It's like surprise.
He just, not even that, it's just like the bed leans up and he always looks standing up straight as the bed goes up.
Yep.
It's just like, I'd like that back now. What are you doing under there?
Well, I'm going to answer. I'm going to say, not particularly feeling generous right now, so I'm going to go with no.
even if I told you that those belong to me and were taken from me. You seem of a sort that wishes things to be put back in their place.
Well, I don't know you.
What does he look like?
You don't know. You hear him through the door.
Oh no.
So
Oh,
we're
God, I know who
the
this is.
implications
Oh,
of
sorry.
disembodied
I'll-
voices and
Push the. I'll just take a peek through the door.
You see a man who's bald and has tattoos along the eyes like an obligator, but he has been badly beaten. I'm talking deeply bruised and lacerations on his skin, and his hands are sort of tied to the base of the barge in and of itself. And he's looking at you through his eyes. Again, there's no markings of a steel inquisitor. He still has his eyes, just the tattoos are there. So it looks like an obligator as far as you're concerned. But he's not even wearing the robes. He has the linen pants that an obligator wears, but without the robes, and he's essentially bare-chested from waist up.
Monkey looking. Monk
And
looking.
so, who are you, and why should I care?
he's a monkey monk.
Doesn't.
Those belong. He sort of the metal clinks as his hand rises.
Metal, you say?
I am Prelin Boreas, and those are mine. Or, I was Prelin Boreas, and those are mine.
Just remind me, Boreas is the one we were supposed to take this stuff from?
Nope.
Nope?
Nope.
What was the name of the prelin that we were supposed to be ordering from?
Amaranthus.
Well, prelin, would you care to explain? Gesture in his general direction.
The ministry likes everything to be as it should be, order maintained. There shouldn't be any particular variation that is not predestined by the Lord Ruler, our great God King in his tower in the sky. I am an exception to the rule. I am outside the natural order of things, and thus I was placed here.
Care to explain?
Those are mine.
Yes.
I can't very well explain if you don't give them back to me.
Yeah, still not convincing me.
You look like a guy who's faked being an obligator and got caught.
You suddenly feel the metal that's still in your stomach goes dead as he is focusing on you. It is as if the power from them, that fire that is constantly in there, that is slowly churning and burning, dissipates as he takes a breath in and exhales. As I said, I am an exception. Something that obligators are not supposed to be doing.
Wait,
I
you
am-
just did this?
Those are mine. He indicates the chest again. I will not harm you, or I'm presuming your compatriots, as a single... He looks at your stomach again as if analyzing what he just did. Coin shot? Would not be able to have done all of this, and he indicates the outside and the noises that I heard on the outside, all on his own. Never mind the multiple footsteps that I heard coming from the other side of the door.
How about a trade? You leave me and my compatriots alone for one of these two.
I get one of the vials, and you get that, and you get to keep one.
Yep.
Agreed. She clanks the chain. The chain's moving against the ground. Care to aid me? The key is on his desk, and you see a large oaken desk that is on the set that is next to that is on one of the side walls. And so you see that there is a hastily made desk that is on the opposite side of the wall from what is obviously the captain's desk. So it has been taken over. This office has been taken over.
Did you happen to see if the Praelan left his book here?
Depends which book you speak of, but a book is on the desk, yes.
I go look. Is it the book we're looking for?
It's a very thick tome that has the Ministry of Resources on it, yes.
I kind of just leaf through a couple of pages. Is it? Kind
You
of
see line after line of names of houses, denominations of money, denominations of plots of land and size of
That's
land.
what we're looking for.
Right.
I take the key, unlock his chains, hand him one of those files.
Thank you. He downs it immediately. He will know that you have taken that.
He will know that his guards are missing.
May I ask whom I have to thank for this?
Say Batman.
Say Batman. What the fuck?
Well, okay, this took a turn.
You just shot that whole thing right in the face.
My name is Tarthan.
Tarthan. Good to meet you. He extends his hand.
Shake his hand. Hopefully I'm not going to die.
No, he does it. He doesn't seem to again. He winces in pain as he forces himself to try and shake your hand again. He's clearly been beaten within an inch of his life, and he's standing and moving with it with a fair bit of difficulty, but doesn't seem concerned about how on earth he's going to get off this barge.
Okay. I will take off the haste killer disguise,
All right.
and I'm going to run to my companions just to let them know we can leave now. Got book.
Oh, you should tell him to steal some clothes from the other guy's room so he's doing a call.
I'm pretty sure that he can take care of himself, and it's
Okay,
not my
You're
concern.
taking off that disguise. Leave him that.
Would you care for the disguise of a haste killer? It lets you pass from very easily.
My thanks. I will take it. I will take such.
And I leave the room and begin making my way to where these guys are.
Yeah, we're talking
He wouldn't have to explain very much why he's traveling anywhere.
Nope.
With that.
now.
Yep.
Would it be my scene?
Yes, it is.
All right, so.
Thanks, Tom.
Right
Good
on,
job, man.
Tom.
Nice.
What the hell was that?
I was sent to rescue him.
Oh, really?
Thanks, Tom.
I accomplished 2 secret missions.
Woo!
All right, so as soon as he
You
comes,
could have left him there, and it would have failed.
Well, I would have gone looking for him eventually, but
Yeah.
I've been kind of
Who
busy.
was that?
Busy.
Who was that? Was it Marsh?
Mm.
Okay, fine.
No.
And no.
Let's focus.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Go.
all right, if you'll come with me,
He's an NPC
Master
character.
Marcus,
Of course.
out of earshot of the rabble.
Of course.
As soon as we're a good few paces down the what is it, a promenade or
The promenade. Yes. Yeah.
All right. So I stop and I turn to look out from the side of the ship and I remove my helmet, give a visible sigh.
His hand immediately goes to his coin pouch. What do you do?
I just kind of drop the helmet to the floor.
Oh.
Now, I'm not what you
He's
think.
gripping the coin pouch, but isn't ripping it open. So it's more of a.
I'm not what you think. Wasn't exactly sent here by the obligator. But I do have a simple message.
You are making this very dangerous for me.
I'm sure you'll find better way, you'll find better things to do with yourself further on. There are dangerous things happening in the Empire right now, and I've come with a message from a mutual friend of ours. I extend my hand with the patch in it. I believe you might have better things to do with your time.
Is he in Luthadel?
Is that where we came from?
Yes.
Yeah. He is. At an old place,
Tell him. And he looks around. Tell him I cannot escape right now, but I will come as soon as I can once we. He sort of indicates the Ska that are still trying to push the barge away, and it's slowly lurching itself back into motion. Like, I will make my way to him as soon as it is safe to leave the mansion.
of course. But do keep a stiff upper lip and keep this farce going for a little while longer. and you may find gainful employment elsewhere.
Answer me something.
Of course.
Your friend, the noble sir that was in my wife's quarters.
How did he know we were friends? Damn.
Does he speak the truth? Have you discovered something new, some new technique of making weapons? You're going to need to make a wits roll because you have no idea what he expressed.
Alright. That's 5. Yeah, that's 5.
So good.
My wits is 5. So.
Do you have any traits you want to add to this?
No.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else that you can think based on the situation?
I
That
would argue that one of your traits is that you're an older gentleman.
Yeah.
So you have like an air of gravitas about you.
Can I use that?
Yep, that's fine.
Okay.
Yep. Taking the bonus die.
Yeah, give me that. No, is that my die?
No, no, maybe.
Yeah.
Just whatever. Just take them.
What?
I'm not using those peasant dice.
Hey now.
The peasant dice are doing good.
So that
I've
was-
got a lot of ones.
But you at least got it. You got multiples
Oh,
of something.
ones.
He got 4 ones.
2 pairs of ones.
Okay.
was
With
also
the badge
before.
that you've given him,
Yep.
that will be enough.
Oh, good.
Like, he looks at you. We're done here, and he he sort of shoves you out of his way. Like, tell the Prelin that whatever he wishes from me, he's not getting it, and he gives you, and he sort of like palms you back to the symbol,
Yes, Master Marcus.
and he turns, straightens his shoulders, and
Holding
stalks
the
away.
helmet.
Yeah, I reached down and get the helmet. I just dropped it off. I didn't
Yeah.
throw it off the boat.
And fuck it.
I just dropped it to the floor to show my disdain for the office.
It was very dramatic.
Yeah, so
Okay,
I just
good.
put that back on and make sure that's straight. Maybe dust it off a little bit. I need
So
to
yeah,
disguise.
also, did I tell you about the invitations?
Nope.
No, you didn't say anything yet.
Oh yeah, no, also I've got 2 invitations.
That's
You
good.
arrive back down to see them as you're showing the 2 invitations. out in
It's
the
not like I'm
hallway.
going, hey, I got an invitation!
No, I know. So, you get back down, go ahead.
Sleeve.
I interrupt you gentlemen and say, we can leave. I have the book. Let's go.
What the hell up?
Okay, well, we're not in a space where you should probably be doing that.
Well, he told you to leave the room.
So
Oh, okay.
Remember,
Okay, I didn't know that,
he asked
sorry.
to speak to
I
you
thought we were
privately.
like speaking privately in like a corner of the room.
No, we're not.
No,
We're out in the
no.
hall.
My bad. Okay, sorry.
And you can see that I'm no longer dressed up as
Yeah.
Haze
Oh,
Killer.
okay,
Cool.
so
Now we
that's,
have to get the fuck off the boat, though.
Yeah,
That's
some-
a good sign.
Some other guy has my disguise. So let's go.
Why did you give it to someone else?
Oh, seeing as he was chained up and being beaten, I figured he would want to escape.
And I know what he's talking. I'm like, oh, okay, good.
You no longer have to be here. We can just jump in the water and stay there.
We can't jump in the water. We have books. We can't lose literature.
Well, you guys jump, we'll float away.
Actually, I have a book. And I don't need.
Can you fly?
Yes.
Good. Go.
Fly!
Be
Then-
gone.
I jump. And
Baffle off.
I down another vial of metals.
Okay.
And then I run to the nearest railing and then steel push off both of the anchors for the ropes towards the side of the.
So that you raise the alarm, which actually is in benefit to the 3 of you, because as you're running across, several guards are just seeing you barrel through. It's like, halt! Where are you? And then as soon as they see you push off both metal railings, you hear a scream from the second floor, the lead railing where the barge captain is. And you look back and you see someone with tattoos all around their eyes, like, him! Take him! He has stolen something!
Oh,
Why is
goodness me, no!
the misting? There was a misting here on the boat!
Yeah,
Where are
get
the
him.
haze killers?
You're in disguise.
I know. I'm like, yeah, get him. You're supposed to be getting it. Oh, nice.
I'm done the mission. I'm gone. I'm
You've
gone.
You
I'm
get back,
sprinting
you find
after
roses.
your guy.
So, Master, are we staying, or are we
Time to hit the old dusty trail.
Are we canoodling the woman before you go?
I will
Guess we
say
come back
that
for the
today's
party?
been a bit is getting a little bit extreme for my taste, unfortunately, ma'am. I think I'm going to retire to my quarters for the remainder of the trip.
Of course, and her husband, Demarcus, returns, and and he looks at you briefly, looks at Elise, like, I believe we should stay in our quarters as well, darling.
No
Like,
need to.
If there was a misting on here, let us let the haze killers and Lord Harithal deal with them.
Absolutely, my my thoughts as well. So thank you very much for the opportunities here, and I greatly appreciate your time.
Of course, she gives you a bow, and you leave the quarters. They lock it. Marcus looks to you knowingly and closes the door and locks it.
Well, there goes that.
So as he starts running,
How do you want to get off the boat? You want me to carry you? no, I'm going to carry him like fucking Superman. It's just like, come on, Lois. Come on,
Darling.
Come on, master. After all, I'm just a talisman with no penis.
You're so fucking awkward. You're
Come
so awkward it makes my skin crawl.
Let's get the hell out of here.
all right, Devin.
We make our way off the barge somehow.
Yeah.
As he's running towards the railing and he starts raising the alarm, I'm gonna sprint after him as if I'm chasing.
As
him.
if you're chasing him. Yeah.
And then as soon as he starts flying, I'll just leap over the railing into the water.
Into the water. Okay. I was like, haste killers are known to be fit, but not quite pewter enhanced fit.
No, he's being
but
enthusiastic
He's
in his
playing
duty.
the inept.
Yeah.
By tumbling into the water.
I'm gonna make this obligator look real bad.
Devin, while
Yes.
because it's the end of the game, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
While they're at one corner of the ship,
Yeah.
I go to the other. Like they're at one end, I'm down at another.
Yes.
I gun it, burn. Sorry, start putting investiture into. Fuck, let's burn everything. Speed, strength, and put stuff into weight.
We still have 15 minutes, you know.
Oh, you've switched over to demigod mode?
Yes.
Well,
Jeez.
we don't got much left.
I know.
He's using
And
his
you're,
limit
you're
break.
technically in
I
overtime.
am in overtime. That's why I asked.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
there's
get
a
the hell
power
out of here.
Okay.
One of
alright.
each, but only one of each.
Exactly. That's fine.
He's using his limit break.
Yeah.
He's using his limit break.
Pow!
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna hit the building. I don't want to say over that anymore.
You arrive back in Luthadel after the better part of a day's travel. We'll say it takes you 2 days because you take a day to lose your pursuers in the surrounding countryside, and then make your way back to Luthadel.
We had to get back to our horses that we left behind that are thoroughly confused.
Well,
Yeah.
from what
But
what's Evan saying,
they-
that the barge
our
hasn't actually
pursuers-
moved, right?
The barge was being pulled away.
So it
As
hasn't
you're-
actually moved further down the river yet.
Not terribly, no.
no, but our horses would be there. We'd be able to make a quick getaway.
Exactly.
They would not have horses.
Yeah. Yep, you still have
There
your
we go.
horses. All right. You arrive back in Luthadel. You give the book to Gandalar, and he thanks you. Like, this will go a long way to our next steps. Thank you, my friends and my lad. He's again he's in his early 40s, so fairly old, almost the same age as him. And thank you, my friend. Can we speak?
All right.
The rest of you, please enjoy your evening, drink, eat, go celebrate as you always do.
I'm going to have a word with you after.
I would also need a word
So,
with you.
so we're all doing individual words now.
Yeah, you do individual words. You hand off the medal. Okay, you hand off that. He thanks you privately and takes the medal with him. You inform him that the obligator is free, or you presume to be free based off his description.
I would have told him about the weird stuff that what the hell is going on with that
In between the
on
two.
the ride back.
Well, I don't know anything about him per se as far as the medal or whatever goes. But
No, he's not talking about the medal. He's talking about a strange person.
Yeah,
Well, then,
I wouldn't have brought up that he swallowed the medal or they did anything with the medal. I just said that I freed him and then he was being beaten by.
well, good. That's predominantly what I was there for, so I'm happy with that outcome.
Did you bring up with the group what happened with yourself?
No,
Okay.
no,
All right.
That's just too weird. They may not believe me, and
Yeah.
it was just the one dude.
Yeah. All right. And you
Could have just
inform
imagined
him.
Yes,
the,
yes,
that
I
the-
informed him that Master Marcus Beryllium
Good. And he-
received the message, and he still has to go to the fete.
He should be here within a week, which is good.
He's waiting for the perfect time to make his escape.
So he thanks all of you privately before he speaks with Barek, and tells you to go on your way, enjoy your evening, and celebrate, because we made strong progress towards our ultimate goals.
Is there a medic in the house?
Oh yes.
I have wicked bad bruises that I need taken care of.
But
nice
he
hot
tells you
bath.
between rest and the connections that he has, you can get that fixed without concern.
Are just covered in ice packs.
And liniment.
And what?
And liniment.
The baby?
Liniment. The stuff. Rubbing back 35? I don't fucking know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The sky equivalent.
So when the two of you are alone,
Voltaren.
you asked me if there was something more. Some months ago, I thought I had a dream. I thought it was a rough night after coming back from a recent outing before we found Tarthan, and I needed to deal with it myself.
Yeah.
I thought it was a dream, but in my dream, I was speaking with a man who was in the outskirts of Luthadel. I was walking under the black ash sky and surrounded by rocks, but I met a man, and what drew me to him was, do you remember the music that Mother and Father used to play, the musicians that were in our homes?
Yes.
Since the fall of our house, I haven't heard a flute in a very long time. And I heard a flute. And I was drawn to it.
In a dream.
I thought it was a dream. I'm not so sure. I really am not. The dream, I was drawn to the music of the flute in the dream, and it was a man with long black hair. He was playing on a rock, and it was beautiful. I saw he was making shapes out of soot and smoke. Shapes of great... They were like barges, only they had many stories of them. The great draperies that move them across rivers. It was like old stories that we've heard, fairy tales that our parents would have told us. He made shapes out of this soot and smoke, and he told me stories. He told me stories of a storm that stretched from one side of a continent to another, a massive storm that surged across a continent. He showed me images of people like Tarthan, who shot beads of metal, not from their hands, but from strange implements. Only they weren't coin shots. They weren't burning metal. It was just something in their hands. It was like a coin shot, only not. I saw great towers of glass with runes carved into them, runes that are similar to the Final Empire runes, but different in their intricacies. And I saw a beautiful pool of beads, white beads. I've never seen metal like these. It was a pool in earth made of singular, beautiful white beads. And a child, a woman, very young, like an urchin. And she was the beginning and the end of everything. Things are changing, my friend.
You know me to be a pragmatic man of pragmatic art, so I don't put much stock in dreams. Not to dissuade what you're experiencing, or any such thing. Look, I don't know what's coming for any of us in this world. And I understand that desire, especially someone of your background, to be a part of that. I understand that. But life, as I've come to understand it, is essentially chaos. Best you can do is hold on. And hope for the best. Because you never know what's going to come around the corner just to throw those dreams and prophecies and plans out the window. Not to be cynical, but...
It's all right. I just you know I like passing these things.
No, it's not a problem. It doesn't bother me none. I hope you're right. I hope great change does come. I hope it rains from the skies. I hope we hear of the great blue skies of our childhood, that the ash no longer sweeps into the lungs of our children. I hope that I get to live a day where I don't throw a body in a river and talk about how my penis is missing when it's not. But that's not today.
You're still doing that.
It works.
He raises a glass. I know you're not normally one to drink, but
Ah, well.
he clinks a glass, thanks you, and moves you on your way. After you leave, he pulls out a box from a side drawer opens the box and pulls out a small bead that he found after his dream when he woke up in the soot and the sand on the ground. A singular bead of pure white. And places it back in the box. 1 week later, Marcus arrives
Oh, hey.
and speaks with the crew leader when none of you are around and says, I hear you have a new challenge for me. You're like, I do. He indicates for him to sit. Sometimes great change needs to be forced. There is a man who is beginning a rebellion here in the city. I hear word of it on the wind, and I wish to be a part of it. But I am a simple man myself. I have no powers. I have no strength. But he pulls out the small vial of strange green and silver, or strange gold and silver that your character got for him, and the singular white bead. I have a feeling this is some form of metal. A metal that can change the world. A metal that can perhaps give me what I've been lacking. You are a master smith and make alloys. And he hands both of the metals to him. I need you to make an alloy of that. And do not let my crew know what you have what you are doing and what you have done. When it's completed, return it to me. I have not seen a metal like this before. That's because the Lord Ruler himself, I don't think, even knows of it. Go. And Marcus leaves, taking the bead of pure white and the bead of gold and silver. The bead that belonged to the Leecher, the one who stole your powers from you, temporarily, as it was, to craft an alloy and give back to your crew leader. Who knows what he will do with it? But that's not this story. This story is done. And thank you, audience. Thank you, players.
Devin,
Yeah.
there is one more scene.
There is one more scene. A side scene.
Yeah.
A singular singular scene.
The after credit scene.
The after credits scene.
Or the mid-credit scene.
In a chamber high in the highest tops of Luthadel, a man who exists on this plane and not, a man who is tall in stature and strength, is experimenting with his metals, moving and trying to discern everything that he keeps hidden from the rest of the Empire, metals that shape time and shape space and shift back and forth between the different planes that keep him here and there. He picks up a particular alloy that he has had the canton of resources working, and burns it and uses it, and travels far, farther than he's ever known before, farther in the Cosmere. He's not even certain, based on his previous trips, if he is even in the Cosmere anymore. Perhaps he is within a larger verse than this. And he sees a creature at the distance of his sight, and again burning the metal, moves in the blink of an eye, if he even is blinking in this space between where he was and where it had to end, where he will be, and sees a creature, a very strange creature, a very large creature, a creature of wings and glittering stars, a creature that he has seen in books before, one that was referred to as a moth, he believes.
Hello! I am the Great Space Moth! From space! Who are you?
I am one whose name is lost to time. I am one who explores all the possibilities of the Cosmere and of the verses. What are you? What can you do?
Well, I can go anywhere! In space!
Truly. He reaches out his hand and begins to pull on the space moth. Begins to break it apart, understanding as he does the nature of things, the way that things work, and the ways that things materialize. And Mike, would you like to take over as co-GM and describe what happens?
in a certain section of a very specific universe that you all know, there's nothing. There's silence against the stars. And then a massive explosion of purple energy rains out across the stars and echoes all the way back to a game a couple of months ago. And no one really knows what happened. But there is one less celestial being in another universe, the D20 Live multiverse. And the stars once again go quiet as a very specific individual now has an Infinity Stone. And he closes it in his hand. And all of a sudden, all of the stars across the Cosmere and anywhere else he would wish are open to him.
And that, D20 Live fans and D20 Live audience, is where we will end our November stream. Thank you for taking the time. If you've stayed with us this entire stream, I
Thank
hope
you,
enjoyed
Devin.
it.
Thank you so much. Sorry for interrupting your class earlier.
No, it's fine. Thank you for actually reminding me. I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah, no shit.
That one last thing, yes.
Yeah, just the one thing so our continuity holds together.
Yes, exactly, yes. Yeah.
Also,
So, thank you once again.
back that voice. You a asshole.
Nothing shoots Gravitas in the face quite like the Great Space Moth.
And now nothing has quite shot this great space moth in the face quite like, are we saying his name yet?
Say it.
Yeah, the Lord fucking
The Lord
Ruler.
Ruler.
Yep.
So, thank you to the audience. Thank you, Jordan, Tom, Dave, and of course, Big Mike, myself, Devin, and we'll be back in December with Pendragon. Right.
Yeah.
Did you just thank yourself?
What's hard? Sorry?
Did you just thank yourself?
Yes, he
Did
did.
I thank and reintroduce myself in case
Yeah.
people are halfway through the stream?
Yeah.
Yeah. who
Now at
knows?
the end of
Yeah.
the stream. Also, myself and Sam, the production manager, are helping out Weird Video Games with their charity stream next weekend, so please come and check it out. We'll be talking about it on social media. Oh, and our Discord channel is coming up literally tonight. The link will be in the description for this, as well as all going forward D20 Live videos.
Discord!
Yeah, so come and join us on there with sharing GM tips and all that good fun stuff.
Yep.
But for now, take it easy, you guys, and we'll see you in December.
Thank you.
Woo!
Ice cream!